Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. Right now, just to give you guys a quick little sort of heads up, here I'm going to be screaming for a bit while I fix my camera. Right now, we are dealing with a bit of technical issues at this very moment in time because, for some strange reason, Foundry decided to update itself. And it's very wacky, it's very quirky, and it's very stupid. So that is what we're dealing with right now. So we're going to be dealing with a bunch of random tech issues and all that sort of stuff. So be sure to sort of bear with us for a little bit in time and more, as Foundry's going to be pooping itself. So yeah, bear with me. But besides that, let's get straight into the session. We're not going to do any sort of wacky announcements or anything crazy like that. So we're just jumping on into everything. Okay, let's go to the players and see what they're doing. Yeah, we're gonna waste no time at all, because we're already starting super late. Okay.
We don't need those things.
Alright, hello.
Hello.
Oh, what? Oh, hi.
Hello.
You see there.
Hello.
We're having an emotional crisis over our dice right now because it's not the same.
Oh, are your dice all basic right now?
Yeah.
Basic dice makes sad.
Basic bitch dice.
Dang. Oh, wow. This is gonna be, this is like Soulbound 1D. Soulbound minus. Feels bad. Feels real bad. So, yeah. We'll try to bear through this, but I believe in you guys. I believe.
I'm glad someone does.
My immersion.
Oh my god, Ducky, you son of a bitch. So, everybody's logged into Foundry. Everybody's good to go for the most part? Everybody can see stuff?
Raven?
Yes.
Raven? Robbie?
I'm trying.
Are you not in Foundry?
I am in Foundry. It's just loading really weirdly.
Oh,
Need our
yeah, sounds
boss.
about right.
Oh, crap, it's a pancake.
Oh shit, sorry.
Damn it.
Hello.
Two of them.
They're
we're
multiplying.
They're multiplying.
The bots are taking over.
Alright, let's see if this works. Alright, everybody, if we're good to go, Barbot, take it away. So, if I could have each and every one of you all gather around the table, and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors and that of a looming corruption. For this, my friends, is the tale of the mysteries within, and the infamous tale, the secrets in the sands. My friends, our heroes, last off, will be caught in the heaps of battle and war. With our heroes separated by an astral mist, Ilva and Phoebe would not stand for it as they try to forcefully enter through this strange force field, throwing care and caution to the wind. All in this radical attempt for survival and to stop Kreelin, our Aarakocra monk, from enduring misery or worse. In a desperate attempt to stop him, Ilva would also seek to take control of Kreelin's mark, reaching out towards him. But upon interacting with the mark, some force would begin to arise, and she would not be able to do so. Draconic sages would begin to form amongst the entire area, bickering in Draconic, or immediately forcing out into what would turn into some sort of altercation, possibly even that of a fight in this hereby cave. Regardless, as this would all happen, shortly, the heroes would all turn into astral dust, one after the other, before being consumed by the darkness around. Upon waking in their own realms, they'd not seek, but they'd face their worst tragedies, as their minds were racked with old emotions and great pain. Waking to see visions fade, Ilva and Sirius would be trapped with one another, and Phoebe and Kreelin in another room. The only individuals free to explore the likes of this cave would be Zale, our Oculi sorcerer, and Misery, our Shatter Kai paladin. With that, one must wonder how these individuals will all escape, but most importantly, how they'll all survive. We'll have to figure this all out in session 21 of Soulbound. Secrets in the Sands. And that, my friends, let us pick back up where we left off in pain, misery, despair, and tragedy. Hope you guys are ready.
Right there.
Oh yeah, fuck, I can't use that anymore. Damn it, man.
Misery's incarnate.
Oh man. Alright.
I haven't met pain and tragedy yet.
Oh no, don't worry, that's your brother and sister.
Okay.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
man.
One session down the road, hey, there's pain and tragedy. They're your siblings. What a twist!
Who named you?
Clearly someone very creative.
Well, speaking of misery, this is the individual that we start off with alongside Zale, as we return back to you two. You look around and about, and again, as from before, your allies are nowhere to be found. You don't see or hear any remnants of them. No sort of echoings throughout the cave and more. That said, look around. The snake of Phoebe still resides here, but you would notice as... you didn't notice it before, but it seems to be now that slowly but surely, similar to what happened to Fabio and Ezrin, it's turning into that of an astral light, almost into, or flaking off into astral dust every now and again. Bits and pieces of it are sort of dropping to the ground, and as it's deteriorating, seems to only be soon that it'll only be you two. That said, what are you two going to do? And well, what do you two say to one another?
I'm trying to remember where we left off.
I remember we left off, and I remember it pretty vividly after Misery had exited her waking nightmare. She had this sort of look on her face, just kind of like, just combination of fear and rage. But then Zale in particular was deeply, deeply shaken by his waking nightmare. And they had an exchange where Misery had recognized that Zale had also seen something, and she had stepped forward to place her hand upon his shoulder. And then Zale just came in with the hug, and Misery was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay."
It's all coming back.
So we were just, I guess, if I remember correctly, we were just at the moment where we were asking about where everybody else had vanished to.
Okay, that's good. I remember now. I remember. He's gonna perk up. It's like, we gotta find them. We gotta find the others.
Truly. But they were here just a moment ago. How do we even know that they're anywhere? This does not make sense.
The less you think about it, it's really the better. I don't like to think about this often. All we can really do is just keep going forward. That's all we can do.
Well, I guess, regardless of my particular position, I am once again the junior in these matters. I will, if you have a better thought on where they might be, if they're anywhere within this cursed cave, then maybe we need to step in carefully. I don't imagine this will be the last waking nightmare. And she's going to sort of kind of stare off into the cave with this sense of mystery and worry. A lot of this stuff does not make sense to her whatsoever.
Zale's just Oh, sorry. You wanted to say something? Oh. Zeal's just gonna like look at her. While his eyes are incredibly still red, the tears seem to have dried as he's clearly more focused on others rather than something. Just follow my lead and just keep an eye out for anything. And we'll get through this. We'll get through this after all.
That said, you guys are keeping an eye out. Let's make some perception checks. This will be with sight.
Great! I love sight.
Yeah, let's see how Foundry decides to work with rolls.
We were testing it out. It worked pretty good.
Alright, cool.
Was that at advantage or normal?
Advantage for Zale, but normal for you. Just
Okay.
Oculi thingy. So 16 and 13. So Zale, you taking the lead onto this. I want to make sure I got this right. Yeah, Zale, you taking the lead onto this. You look around at your surroundings, and besides the little broken bits of materials, the makeshift sort of weapons onto the ground left and right, from daggers to broken bows and even broken loots, it seems to be that this was a place where possible adventurers maybe, you know, they tried to rest, but they met their unfortunate end. You look around and you're able to notice those bits of materials, but also with your 16, Misery, you're able to notice that obviously as well, but with your 16 specifically, Zale, you would look up ahead and something's not right. There seems to be a sort of, oh, that's a new ping, what the fuck is that?
That
Yeah,
looks like
that's
from the League of Legends ping. What the hell?
Yeah, it's like,
Whoa!
I like it. Let's
Hey,
do it.
Cool.
Hey, yo, enemies are missing?
But anyways, you look up, and on the ceiling, you notice as there are these, I believe, I always get this confused. Stalactites are the ones that are at the top.
Stalagmite? I don't know.
There's
Funny rock thing.
Rock-
Stalagmite, stalactite.
Gotcha. So stalagmites then, sort of jutting down from the top of the ceiling. Then you would notice as there are several of them, but one of them begins to sort of shift. Not like a shadow shifting between them, like the actual rock itself begins to almost move. It doesn't make a sound, it physically moves though, just subtly throughout the legs of the ceiling. You're able to pick that up, not necessarily Misery, as she would be falling a little bit behind.
Zill's just gonna look at Misery. I don't really know where you're from, but do rocks happen to move where you're from? Just by chance, as he'll just point out the moving rock.
Well, so Misery will be sort of looking at the scene and sort of fixated on it because of the blood and the ruin and everything there. And she is sort of focused in trying to imagine from what she is seeing what, not just what happened, but what terror took place at the moment when all of this happened. And she is and as she is focusing, she's going to say, no moving rocks, trees perhaps. Why do you ask?
Well, that's why, as he'll just point up to the stalagmites that are just moving. Or was it just one? Or was it all of them?
It was just one. If you want, you can make another perception check now that you're aware of them, to see if you find any more.
Sure.
19. Misery, just in case if you want to roll this, up to you.
In this case, could I rely on Zale to point them out?
Yeah, that's fine. So, as you begin to look around, trying to seek exactly where they are, see as there's the one looking around, you look behind you for a second, and you see there's another one kind of right off to the side, a little bit off put from Misery, kind of above in this general area. There's another sort of moving sensation for a second.
Just gonna whisper to a Misery. Okay, I'm gonna speak in your head for just a second. Just let me know if you're uncomfortable with it after, but this is kind of important. Asel enters Misery's head. Telepathy is like, there's a giant spiky rock near you, and it's moving. Just don't panic about it.
Misery's not going to question his means of communication. She is going to raise her head up and glance, and she's going to try to rack. I mean, she's got a -1 to Arcana, but she's going to try to rack her brain in terms of like, okay, so what sort of strange magical force or creature or what could be causing this? This is not natural. It's not part of nature. So can I roll an Arcana check?
Sure thing. Make a Arcana check.
Not very
9. As you begin to look and really study what this thing is, this massive sort of rock structure, see as it sort of shifts even while you're looking at it, Misery. And as it does, notice as shadows and darkness begins to start swarming around this one singular sort of stalagmite. You notice as one sort of golden eye begins to form and looks directly at you, then a second, then a third, then a fourth, a fifth, before the entire area is consumed in darkness. As you look around, immediately sort of grabbing your weapons, trying to see where the heck is everything, what's going on. This... You don't see anything, you don't hear anything before. And we're gonna go to another scene for a bit.
Oh boy!
I'm about to get a big ol' hug.
Oh, yeah.
With the corruption juice.
Keep that in mind, Misery. Just remember that statement.
Hey, quick question for you. Do I still have Ilva's dark vision thing?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
There you go.
This is
There you
magical
go.
darkness.
Magical.
Take my feature and say fuck it.
This is, they're using, or whatever this is, they're using their darkness aura.
Oh boy.
So, meanwhile, over here, towards the top left, hopefully you guys got moved over to here. But, Ilva, Sirius, you look over and at this point, just again to remind you of the scene, you're looking around and it seemed to be that one of the shackles were freed for a brief moment. Sirius, you noticing when you were able to calm down Ilva, it let go. But there's something, even no matter what the words you're saying, something is holding her back. Something is holding you guys back from being able to fully escape in this area. You look around and you're trying to think of what you could say, but you notice as Ilva is almost, as they try to look over towards you, you can't help but notice their eyes sort of darting over towards the arachnids on the ground, and then over towards the necklace of Mogus, almost bloodshot red eyes looking over towards the necklace of Mogus, a seething bit of rage for a second, before eventually looking back towards you. You're struggling, Ova. You're struggling, but it's a process. That said, what are you two saying or doing at this moment in time?
Question: for the chains, are they like keeping us taut onto this wall, or are they just like keeping us connected to the wall?
So it's not like an actual like chain, like a little bit of give. It's more so, how do you say it? Like, you know, the things that would be like actually like in handcuffs or whatever that would actually like go around your wrist. It's kind of like that, and that portion is also connected to the wall. There is no give. Your hand is like forced up to the wall, kind of like that. Does that make sense, or does that answer your question, or not?
Yeah.
Looking for something else? Okay.
There, that's it. Could I try casting magic to see if my magic's still effective or inert?
You try to cast a little small cantrip, but even though you have one hand free, it seems to be that your body and your soul is still connected to the astral shackles and does not allow you to cast magic in this time. It's kind of like as if you're just about to be able to cast the spell and unleash the mana or the magic of the weave itself, but then some blockade is getting in the way of it, not allowing it to flourish.
Calm down. I stop trying to futilely go for the change in physical state, and I just keep looking towards Ilva, seeing that she's in more of a calmer state, but still in a cusp, or I guess I'm assuming at the edge of being in panic. Is Ilva, what is? Could you please explain to what happened? When did we leave? Were we taken? I did not see what separated us in the beginning.
The things that are there.
No. Describe the events slowly. Take your time. Recount the events that happened before we ended here.
You and Zale were taken. There was corruption. Oh shit.
There it is. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Ilva.
It sucks too because I said it as a joke beforehand, and it's in my head. Ah!
Yeah. Unlucky. As you begin to say it, the pain is almost magnified horrendously as you begin to scream out into pain. The bits of astral light as you utter the word corruption begins to slowly start forming rapidly amongst your wrists past your forearm and begins to almost consume an entire portion of your face as it eats your memories away. Ilva, make the highest saving throw you have.
I need like a wristband or something to go snap my goddamn.
Oh, this sucks.
Wisdom, sorry?
Yeah, for you it's typically wisdom. You get to deal with the upgraded version now.
What?
So, well, that is not gonna do it. Alright, Over, you're gonna take 4d8 plus 5 astral damage.
You sure?
The dice said what the dice said. That's going to be 26 points of astral damage. And you, again, kind of like when you were rushing in through the astral barrier with Phoebe, a portion of your face is completely covered in the astral light. Bits of your hair begin to sort of flow with it, almost like an aurora borealis floating amongst the cosmos. But you can deal with the pain for now, but it almost begins to enrage you even further. This bullshit place, this heat Voden. You wish that
I hate it here.
pretty much wish that you never sort of had to deal with any of this crap. You could be home in Tahiri. Simpler times, terrible times, but simpler than this shit. At this point, you begin to go into your head further and further, where you begin to start regressing back into a more panicked state for a second. That said, what are you two doing now?
Please, slowly.
Oh, other thing I would say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You would also, Sirius, begin to feel as the astral chains, just from Ilva taking the damage, they begin to tighten around your wrist as well, simultaneously.
Want to stay here forever, Animus?
We're gonna get through this session. I don't care if it takes 1 hour or 2 hours. I'm paying full. Yeah, seeing Ilva getting corrupted like that, it just um, it's fine. It's fine. We can worry about this later. I just want to
This
understand.
place sucks.
I concur. This horrible land. It's contradicts all things in nature. Just being toyed with, like. Let us calmly assess the situation. Do you still see the creatures?
They're staring at me.
It's, from what I can gather in this short period of time, I might understand that for whatever we saw, it might have some sort of emotional tie to the chains around us. It seemed that not in layman's, it's not panicking would at least break one the chain. For what could completely set us free, we would have to maybe look within, not outside.
And you don't see anything?
I do not see the arachnids.
But you do begin to start seeing this. Sirius, Ilva. It's different for both of you, but I'll describe what Ilva sees. Both of you would feel rumbling below yourselves. You notice as the bones around you begin to start shaking, they start rattling for a moment. And eventually emerging, you'd see as several spider-like arachnids begin to start burrowing out from the ground in these sort of astral tunnels. As they begin to do so, they begin to start tearing through the sort of ground and tearing through the walls for a brief moment. You look to see as they begin to skitter forth and begin to stare directly towards you, Ilva, for a moment, hissing, mocking you. Each and every one of them. Some of them, their forms, their faces begin to change from normal spiders to even her face. Arasta's face for a brief moment. The long, stringy white hair made of webs themselves and more. You see as her unhinged jaw begins to look over towards you for a moment. As her form, her blasted form begins to become clear. You look over and you see her for just a brief moment. You see the horrific sort of visage of this individual who's caused so much pain of allies and even yourselves before it begins to shift and disappears, and you see just a normal spider instead. That is what Ilva sees. Now, Sirius, you would see individuals emerging out from the likes of, how you say, the walls, the grounds, and more, but what you would begin to see are these almost insectoid-like individuals. Now, sadly, I don't think I can show you, or can I? I might actually be able to. Oh, perfect, I can. You would see these individuals with sort of elongated mouths and these sort of strange tongues, if you could even call it that begin to sort of latch onto the walls and more, beginning to start drain any sort of living resources into the soil. They seem to have several legs for brief moments, this sort of strange shifting amongst their sort of bodies. As you would see these individuals, 4 of them, as they're sort of burrowing and sort of tearing through the likes of the bones and the corpses. To show a full visual of this is what they look like. It's terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty
It's cute.
gross.
Oh yeah.
You're from Rofia? I think I've seen you before.
Oh shit, that's cool.
That does look like something from Auroraverse. I can't confirm.
You would notice as each of them, however, they're not normal beings. They do have the likes of astral lights completely coating them as they begin to start burrowing and tearing through one by one, turning everything in their path into nothing but just dust, starting with the bones forth, and they're getting even closer and closer towards you guys. And with that,
A question.
Go ahead.
Am I able to discern whether these things are an illusion or not?
How would you want it? Actually, yeah, I'll tell you what. Make an Arcana check for this. This is the typical rule for it.
God, everything's so bare bones.
I mean, when I'm around, what can you say?
That's what I like to see.
23, you try to look to see if there's this is any bit of an illusion. You kind of just grab a bone or any sort of thing, try to chuck it towards the air, their general direction. It's able to sort of hit a little bit of their legs. It doesn't go through. They're able to notice it. This is real, and they're getting closer and closer towards you both. Ilva,
Mentally panicking.
Ilva, as the arachnids are getting closer and closer, closing on your position with each sort of step, we look over towards the others. We look over towards you two. Krelin, Phoebe. You see as the visions played out before you, offering two paths. The path of vengeance or revenge, and then the path of betterment. Though there are many paths you could take, these were the ones that were most clear. These are the ones that you received visions of yourselves embarking upon. You look over and you begin to reflect on your journey so far, reflecting on one's past, reflecting on the visions that you both received. But choice is yours on what you would say and what you do as you're trapped in this small sort of area for a moment.
And I can see each path in front of me.
You can see it sort of visually playing out, almost like a movie in front of you. Krelin, for you, you'd notice as an astral imagery of yourself. Older, but somewhere else. A small building, tying up the likes of individuals, Aarakocra, shackling them, putting them in manacles for questioning and interrogation. Individuals being your own parents. Or if you can't get answers out of them straight, you might even have to force them out, even if it's for the uncomfortable truth and reality. That is what you would see on one of the paths. That said, what are you guys saying or doing?
I'm gonna take half a second just to stare at the paths and just breathe. And as I'm looking at them, I'm scanning them left to right, and then I'll at the end lay the eyes on her and just kind of gaze to see if she's also seeing something or she's seeing my paths. How much we're possibly intertwined in the moment.
Depends. Phoebe, what would you be doing? Would you be looking towards the visages and imagery, or would you be doing something else?
I would look at them for like a little bit, but as soon as it's clear to me what it's about, I stop looking and I just look at Krelin instead.
Well, we'll lock eyes for like a half a second, and I'll slowly turn to the visage of I believe it's the left path on. After my parents shackled and sacks Phoebe. How can you get over betrayal?
Oh, you're asking the wrong girl.
You can't.
Can't.
You can't.
It's a pain that sticks with you. It's lessened over time, or you forget.
You never forget. It may be lessened over time. You may be able to forgive them even, but you can never forget.
My whole existence has been about capturing and best slaying those who betray others. Group. Those were my parents. There is no more fundamental group than that they should not have done what they did. Still without reason. I have to accept that. If I were to, and then I'll turn my head over to the other path on the right. Down that way.
As you look over, Freeland, looking towards this path, you find yourself in a beautiful sort of expanse. High atop, from what you could say, maybe a mountain, maybe a plateau or something. Looking over several dozen individuals. Almost one could say even close to an army with how many of them. You'd see as each and every one of them armed with some weapon of the sorts, wooden in nature, practicing kata, practicing form, precision, technique, and prowess. As they heed your instruction, you see as in each of them there are hopeful eyes, there are determined ones, but they all look towards you for guidance, for wisdom. It seems as they've been given some makeshift purpose, a path, the path of their own enlightenment to follow. You see yourself leading these individuals, a smile on your face, but at the same time you ask, is this enough? Would this be okay? Knowing, or not knowing, rather, what your parents did, why they did it. Would this just be you and living in this sort of made-up sort of fantasy world for yourself, trying to be ignorant to what happened? You're unsure. You're unsure of which would be the right path to take. Whether it be a middle ground, the left, the right, you're unsure, but you know that paths are being presented, and they request an answer, and soon.
I'll keep tilting my head over to the right back at Phoebe, and your event was powerful, but throughout our journey, you never seemed to be blinded by it. There's more to you than that, even though it may feel to you it defines history, and look back towards the vision. Future, huh? if there's anything I can take from you, is that there's way forward. And I'm going to take the still bound, shackled hand and just attempt to point towards the vision on the right. And towards myself.
As you begin to do so, you look over and you see as your shackles begin to slowly start dissipating and fading. You see as they drop for a moment. They're released before they're immediately, you find yourself reshackled back towards the wall. You look over, and it seems to be that though your decision was made, one's was not. You look over towards Phoebe. You realize what this is.
I'll take a breath and really focus in on myself, and my eyes closed, breathing slowly, looking back at Phoebe, and say, I believe this may be a time for healing. And with that very deep breath in, I'll take some time to also heal myself. Some quick healing. Last key to feel that much better and help show Phoebe that even in this, you can continue to grow. Be healed.
As this begins to happen, you use your last bit of ki as you take one final breath, beginning to watch as some of your wounds slowly mend and close for a brief moment. And as that happens, with the one sort of breath, you exhale before rumbling, shifting, bones rattling once again. You begin to feel as if there's almost a miniature earthquake beginning to form around you for a moment. You look around to see exactly what's going on. For similar towards what happened with Sirius and Ilva, you see as immediately sort of emerging out these astral beings beginning to form, burrowing and tearing their way out from the area and getting closer towards you. You look to see as they begin to start almost tearing through all the bits of bones, all the bits of sort of corpses off to the side. As they begin to do so, they get closer and closer, start as they tear and tear, gnawing and consuming each of the bones, each of their memories. But as this begins to happen, I'll have to look over back towards another group of individuals. Oh boy. Meanwhile, in the dark. Oh boy. Here we go. 1 second.
Oh.
Misery. Zale.
Aye.
You look over and you see as the darkness begins to occur and you hear this sort of rapid screeching for a brief moment. You both are unaware of exactly what's going on, who's around you, what's the location of Zale, and what's the location of Misery. Looking about in this sort of magical darkness, you hear this sort of skittering of multiple individuals sort of surrounding you from maybe all sides, left, right, to the north, towards the south. You're unsure, but you know you're surrounded by something or someone. With that, what are you two doing?
Oh, we can't hear you, Matt.
I do have a question.
Go for it.
no metagaming here, but if it's the creature I think it is, apparently there's lore that suggests that they're very, very common in the Shadowfell. So I guess we could just nah. We're not gonna do that. No retcons. So at this point in time, I am going to stand up and look around a bit. Obviously, there's nothing to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to probably want to take the dodge action.
As you begin to take the dodge action, begin to start, or just shifting and throwing up the likes of your. Do you have a shield or no? Am I crazy?
Nah, I don't have a shield.
Gotcha. So you begin to hold up your halberd, correct?
Yeah. So I will be holding up my halberd.
You got it. So as you hold up your halberd, begin to start sort of circling around for a little bit, not necessarily moving, but just kind of getting a sense of all of your sort of surroundings and more. As this is sort of happening, Zao, what are you doing?
Well, he'll look around, seeing that he cannot see them, but maybe he can hear them, as he'll activate the aura of detect thoughts that he has.
As you begin to do so, Misery, make a nature check for me.
All right, rolling nature.
I'll give you advantage.
Oh, you're gonna give me advantage.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm giving you advantage. 12. You begin to start. Funny enough, kind of as you mentioned this, you begin to start thinking for a moment. Darkness, multiple eyes. You might have seen or heard these things or creatures before. You've heard, maybe not even necessarily encountered, but at least have become aware of individuals being able or capable of causing darkness in the area, posing as sort of rocks upon walls and more. Multiple eyes, it begins to click into your head. These things are dark mantles. Now, though you don't know everything about them from like every ability they may possess, you do know that these individuals are capable of attacking specific or having more of a prowess at attacking at surprise. Where at specifically, always above. You begin to raise the likes of your weapon just in case above your head to try to strike them down before they would drop onto you. That said, Zao, as you begin to sort of use your aura of, what is it called? I always forget the ability.
Detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts, aura. You begin to see as there are two. Wait, hold on. Oh God.
Oh no.
I don't read their mind, by the way. I just detect the presence. I can choose to read their minds, but I'm not doing that. I just want to see their presence, you know?
Uh-huh. Okay. Their presence, you got it. There is, from what you would get from these individuals, you can maybe assume it to be two presents, or like two individuals present. And then it feels
Not
like
counting
8.
Misery?
Well, obviously Misery, right? And yourself. But then it feels like there's 8, and then 4, then 6, then 3, then 15, and then 4. But all of them sort of originating from the same singular location up above you. As this is sort of happening, you see as this one is off to the side, only just left of you, and this one is getting ready to be right over from what you thought Misery's original positioning was. I said, what are you two saying to each other or doing? Choice is yours.
Zale, talk to me.
Yeah. One above you, one to the left of me. Let's do this.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna take my halberd and I'm gonna try to strike directly above me, with the length of the halberd.
You got it. Using the little or the longer reach of the halberd just in case you even sort of jump up just a little bit to try to strike out towards it. All right, Misery, make an attack roll. Now, typically this would be a disadvantage, but with the reach property, you're making a straight roll. For right now, just target yourself, though.
Oh, target myself. Hopefully I don't hit myself.
Ow, I cut
Stop hitting
myself.
yourself.
23,
23.
that will hit. Roll some damage for me. Whew, nice. 12 points of damage. As you begin to slash out towards this individual, you hear a sort of screeching sound before it begins to emerge and echo throughout the entire cave for a brief moment. You see as bits of the darkness begins to fade for a moment, just a singular moment. Hold on, I'm gonna make a roll. All right, that'll be good enough. That said, as this begins to happen, you look over and you see as bits of the darkness begin to slowly start dissipating before it consumes itself, and immediately enveloping you, you watch as this massive creature begins to drop down onto your head, around your entire body, and begins to almost start trying to consume you from the outside. As this happens, Misery, I need you to make a, where is it, a strength saving throw for me.
24.
24. As this begins to happen, you see as it drops down onto you, but you're able to sort of chuck it onto the ground. As it screeches off and sort of lurching, you can see and feel its multiple tendrils beginning to somewhat almost unlatch from your legs. As this occurs, you're good to go, but let's see if Zale is able to do the same thing. Zale, with your Detect Thoughts orb beginning to form, you see as it gets closer and closer, all 8 figures beginning to emerge. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh boy.
You are within 10 feet of me.
Oh
yep.
yeah.
You're gonna get
Add
plus 4 to that.
Misery's +4.
I could.
Thank God for Misery's +4. With that, you see as you sort of drop, or as the individual sort of drops down, Misery, is there anything you kind of say to kind of like give Zale a heads up or anything like that? Especially or having a little bit of knowledge on what these creatures are. Like, how does this sort of aura work? You tell me.
Nice.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Because I've not given a physical manifestation to this ability in general.
That's fine.
So I can't see anything. I can't necessarily detect where Zale is located. What I imagine it looks like is during the heat of a moment where a saving throw is required, Zale will probably look up, look wherever. We'll feel that there's a flutter, like a small, just brief tornado of feathers, like ravens, flying around his position.
As this begins to happen, the feathers begin to sort of almost block the likes of this dark mantle beginning to drop down onto you. You can feel this sort of tendrils sort of barely sort of manifesting onto your arms, trying to pull you forward before they're tossed off to the side for a brief moment, and immediately you hear a sort of screeching once more. You see as bits of the darkness begins to fade, but with that, Misery, Zale. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna play a game.
Oh boy.
All of us.
A game within a game?
We're gonna play a game within a game. Zale, Misery, Sirius, Ilva, Phoebe, and Kreelin. Your lives are on the line. It's time to roll for initiative, my friends. Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, this is gonna be an interesting sort of thing. So, we're using initiative for the purposes of this, but here's what this is. This typical 6-second rule of combat and all that stuff, it's not necessarily the case here. You don't have to worry about too much of the mechanics for like times and all that stuff. This is more so a more thematic sake, and we're kind of using initiative to track who's going when. Like whose turn is it, right? This is over the course of several seconds, like about like 18 seconds each individual, right? So feel free to talk as much as you want to, but again, this is for Zale and Misery, this is more so you guys actually in the battle. For Ilva, Ilva, Sirius, Phoebe, and Creelin. This is more so you guys, as these individuals are slowly getting closer and closer towards you, trying to eat you and consume you. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Makes sense to me.
Yay.
I choose to be eaten. Take me.
Is anybody confused about that? Are we all good to go?
I was suffering a waking nightmare, and now something has decided to come along and give me a big ol' hug.
All right. Well, if we're good to go, let's do this. I'm going to. Okay, so you have to right-click on your tokens, and you have to click the little sword and shield icon. Afterwards, you got to go to the top right of your screen. You'll see 2 double swords. Click that, and you will be able to find your little d20 dice to roll initiative.
I don't like this.
Maybe why you
Why's
rolling
your
secret
secret,
dice?
Robbie?
She got a
Yeah,
19.
what?
Yeah, I gotcha. I don't know why you're secret though.
What you hiding?
Yeah, what you hiding, girl? The silence does not help your case.
So I need initiative from Misery, and then I need initiative from Creelin.
I'm not in the list.
Here, I gotcha. I can add you manually. Alright, try now. There you go. Alright, so we got 2020 with Sirius and Creelin. Which one of you want to go first? Actually, we're gonna have... I like this initiative because it's gonna be everybody's who's in the same group is kind of like together in a way, so it makes a little bit more sense that way. So, technically top of the round we have Sirius, then afterwards we have Creelin, Phoebe, Zale, then Misery, then Ilva, and then we're gonna go back to Sirius, top of the round. Alrighty. With that, let me roll initiative for these guys. So I'm just gonna have initiative for... I'm gonna drag a 3rd one in the back over here. Alright. And we're gonna roll initiative for... We're gonna drag another one in the back over here. And... We're gonna have a little bit of fun with these guys.
Fun is the word I would definitely not use. No, I'm kidding.
I need my comfort Charmander.
I mean,
Alright,
you see those things that compare.
Let's roll initiative for these guys. Now, granted,
Oh.
you don't see them, but just a little visual for a
I
brief
feel
second.
them though, you know.
Yeah, you do feel them. All right, let's do this.
What the fuck are those?
All right, we're good. All right, top of the round, let's do this. So we got the Cruthix over here. Which one is that one? Oh boy, it's gonna be very annoying because this doesn't really show me like which one is which in the initiative. Alright, so that's going to be the ones over towards Ilva and Sirius. All they're going to be doing is they're going to be just burrowing through more and more of the bones and the corpses. They'll get a little bit closer towards you guys, but that's all their turn. That's all they're doing. Sirius, what would you like to do on your go?
Immediately, not even breaking contact, I line of sight with those creatures. But do you see what I see?
I saw Rasta stuff, right?
Yes.
Oh boy.
So I don't typically I'm not seeing exactly what he is though, right?
Yeah, but you do notice as these spiders are in fact eating bones, corrupting people, turning
just
them into
normal
astral
Australia.
dust. I mean, yeah, you know.
Australia.
Seth can confirm. Seth can confirm.
It's just like a situation where I see like the default like skin, and Ilva sees like the prestige.
The paid one.
The prestige skin. Yeah, exactly.
Because you didn't buy the DLC, so you only see defaults.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ilva, this is maybe not the time to panic, but this is definitely a time to consider how to escape and not be eaten alive. For
Rasta.
For now.
For now.
Okay. And maybe not trying to panic. Sirius is just gonna do his best to relax as much as he can, and I don't know what, I was taken and I saw a dragon sage. One that offered some sort of power to help. I was told I must give something, but I can't remember what I've given. But for all I know, it was close. I think that's even for a turn. I'm still like this, so I'm like, I can't, like, use the dog's action or something, right?
Yeah, you're kind of just like, I'm up there right now.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start, in a way, detailing what I witnessed to Ilva.
Gotcha.
Without breaking contact for these things. I'm just gonna, I'm keeping my eye on things, but I'm like, still saying it aloud.
Yeah, so as you're sort of mentioning the individuals, we'll see how that will affect Ilva in just a bit. So Ilva, keep that in mind and what they said, but now we're gonna head over towards the likes of Kreelin and Phoebe. Alright, meanwhile over here, Kreelin, Phoebe, you look over and you see as these individuals are sort of barreling through the sort of bones and more. As this is happening, what are you doing, Kreelin?
I'm still, I just had weird visions, so this is just more inquisitively being done, and I'm going to see if they're in fact real objects.
Sure thing. Make an Arcana check for me. 13. As far as you're aware, they are very, very real, and they are headed towards you.
Okay. Well, this is unfortunate, but nothing too drastic. As just for a reminder here, I'm still shackled just by one arm.
Yes.
And I'll look to Phoebe and say, even if we are shackled, they are at the disadvantage. Look back at it, my breath, and hold an action to strike it if it decides that it's foolish enough to get close enough.
Got it. As you begin to do so, Kreelin, you still see as the paths are displayed before you, but you would still notice as Phoebe is still looking down, kind of in their own thoughts, in their own head, but we'll get to that in a minute. As these individuals get closer and closer and closer, you see as they begin to start barreling through towards all the bones and towards you guys. Phoebe, what would you find yourself doing?
Phoebe's just looking up at those things, looking back down, looking back up. Is this some kind of sick joke? Is this some kind of forced therapy session? What is going on here? Are they expecting me to pick something? Like this is some kind of reality show where you can just pick things, pick a path you want to take, get over your trauma real quick? Fuck no! I am not doing that, Kreelin. I don't know about you. But I am not picking anything.
Oh. You not need to pick a path that's laid down in front of you, but you need to give yourself purpose.
I have purpose.
Phoebe, in your head, you begin to hear something occur. You hear a laugh track into your head.
Yikes.
Insult to injury.
God.
May need to align your purpose with the path. As have I. And I will, like, kind of flick the hand that's free. I kind of show it to her that choice may need to be made. Or you can engage in this martial prowess that's about to start. Turn
You
back
want
to
me
the
to
monster.
pick something? You want me to pick something?
Thing you want.
What do I want?
Do you want?
I want everything. I want both.
As this begins to happen, you see as Phoebe, the astral sort of imagery, the astral paths, they begin to start shifting, they begin to start shunting within themselves, warping and tearing themselves, almost completely eviscerating them in half, before slowly but surely, you see as a third path is slowly being formed, not towards the left or towards the right. You see but a massive path, every last one of them beginning to sort of start converging amongst themselves as pure chaos begins to start forming in front of your very eyes. And with that, Phoebe, we'll come back to you in just a moment, but we go towards the next individuals. We go towards, I believe, Zale and Misery, specifically starting off with you, Zale.
I don't mean to interrupt, but why is Phoebe so low compared to everyone else? You know, is that meant to be, or you know?
They were
She's suffering.
Yeah, remember, they were dying when they came in here.
That's true. That's true. Oh god. So, okay, question time. I gotta ask.
Yes, we love
Since
questions.
I know they're present, could
Mhm.
I technically, theoretically, in a different light, see them? Not in the eyesight way, but in the way of seeing them via their presence, aka seeing their thoughts. Or, well, knowing that they have thoughts.
I'll give you that. I'll say it's a roll at disadvantage, but I'll definitely give you that. I'll definitely give you it.
Sure, that's great. Okay, well, nothing better to do but to go swinging, so, let me look at my spells. This is so weird about the combat HUD. Ugh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. It's definitely rough.
It is. Sorry. Just a lot of stuff. Okay, one more question. I know
Mhm.
where both of them are, right? Because it's
Yeah,
a 30
you
foot
would.
aura.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know the other one is over here somewhere, and you know the one in front of you is kind of like right here somewhere. It was a little larger, so yeah, it's kind of like right in front of you right now.
Large. Okay. Bill, his eyes, even though he can't see, he'll dart towards the both places, and he'll just laugh. It's like, I'm glad I got this memory back, because now you're going to feel what I have felt. As he shall cast Viertestubium, aka the renamed thing of Tasha's Mind Whip, and he'll twin cast that to
Nice.
both of them.
As you begin to do so, you send it both towards each and every one of them, and what saving throw is that going to be?
Intelligence.
Okay. Okay. Wow. With their 2 intelligence, I think they're gonna succeed.
Let's go. Nat 20.
14, no. Not even with an 18, they will completely fail. Next one, this is gonna be the one towards Misery. No, they also fail. What happens, Max?
They take 3d6 psychic damage,
Oh, no.
and they can't get a reaction. And on their turn, they can only choose one thing out of the 3 options: to move, take an action, or take a bonus action. They only get one.
All right, so if that's the case, hold on. Also, I gotta do one little thing. Need to adjust the health on one of them. From when Misery beat the shit out of him for a second. All right, roll your 3d6 psychic damage.
Voila.
They both take that, right?
Yeah, it's twins.
Twin.
As this begins to happen, you begin to hear a sort of screeching sensation before immediately you see as the darkness in the room begins to completely fade. As you look over and you see as this individual has been completely sort of their entire, if they had a mouth, you would see a face of pure horror on them as they are completely dead and defeated. You look over towards the other individual and you see as it stares down upon you as its multiple tendrils are getting ready to latch on. But looking up ahead, Misery, Zale, your sight begins to become true. The darkness fades, but you look over and you notice as there are multiple individuals making their way directly towards you. You see as several of these almost arachnoid or things are sort of forming as more of the Kruthiks are beginning to emerge from both sides. As this happens, that is your action, Zale. You do have a bonus action.
Wow. Thanks, Trauma. As he'll just walk back here. No opportunity attack because it doesn't have a reaction anymore.
Fair enough.
Hi, Misery. Why don't we deal with these things together, huh?
Well, answer. Let's begin hacking and slashing. That's my answer.
And that's
Let's put it simply. Take the weapon that you have and start hacking and start slashing, my dear.
I'll do such thing.
And with that, Misery, you receive initiative.
All right, and I will do precisely that. But before I engage in attack here, so there's the one that we see, but there are multiple above us.
Looking around, you knowing exactly what's going on, you try to look to see if there's any more of these specific dark mantles. You do not see any more from just your general quick passive perception check.
All right. In which case, I'm going to. Actually, I'm gonna hold on to my spell slots here, and I'm going to, from my position with 10-foot reach, going to take Despair. Am going to spin Despair around above my head, and then begin doing it like a circular swipe across the air.
All right. As you do one massive swipe, make an attack roll. 18 is definitely gonna hit, so roll some damage. 6 points, nice. That almost completely cleaves them directly in half. Oh, wait, I wanted to do the damage. There it is. As you do so, you see as bits of their sort of tendrils are completely sort of scattered amongst the ground, but they are still standing.
All right, I'm using the momentum of my swing to swing my body, around. I am building up momentum, and I'm actually going to, in that spinning swing, move 5 feet forward, and come through with a second slash.
You got it. Make another attack roll.
That didn't do much.
One. As you begin to start swinging, you begin to almost lose a little bit of control, and you have to sort of slow down your momentum just a little bit. But that little bit of hesitation you see as the individual begins to start latching its tendrils directly onto your legs and onto your arms, completely stopping you where you are. It stops your momentum, and you're not able to swing for just a moment in time, Misery. That said, that's your action. You do have a bonus action, though.
I don't mean to take over your turn, but don't forget you can run away from it with no repercussions.
Retreat us for the week.
I'm gonna end my turn for courage.
What a true man. Oh yeah, let's go. All right, as you begin to do so, that is your turn, Misery. Return over towards Ilva, and now it's gonna be going through Ilva and Sirius all over. Or actually, here, let's do this because just for the sake of it, if you're cool with it, we're gonna have the Dark Mantle take its turn, and then we're gonna have Ilva and Sirius, so you guys are like all together. Make sense?
Sure.
All right. Cool. So the Dark Mantle is going to look over towards Misery, and as they do, you're just the closest person. You'll see as they begin to almost leap up for a moment and just to try to envelop you entirely, as these individuals are 100% in fact face huggers. And they are going to use their ability, Crush. All right, we'll see if it happens. Who knows? Crush. Did it make an attack roll? Here we go. Normal. That is a 20 to hit. I actually rolled pretty well. They're going to roll some damage on top of that. It's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage As this happens, Misery, let me see. Oh, it would actually have advantage. Let me roll just in case of a crit. Because I'd be fair with it. Alright,
Nope.
cool. We'll take the 20 then. Blah, 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 blah. Alrighty, and here's what happens.
Say DC 13.
There we go. Gotcha. So as this begins to happen, Misery, you look over towards the individual and it just completely envelops your form. As this happens, complete darkness begins to ensue as you are considered blinded. Zale, you look over and you see as Misery is almost being consumed whole right now. But with that, that is their turn. That is all they've got. Ilva, we look over towards you as we find you and Sirius getting closer and closer to imminent death as more and more of these Kruthiks are just barreling through these bones. What do you say or do?
From what Sirius said last time, while I'm looking at these, my version of creatures, while I'm looking at this, I'll say, Siri, all my life I've given up something. My childhood, friends, family, freedom, and even the ones I used to care for. I've sacrificed things that I hold dear. But I ask you now, if you must sacrifice something to help us in this moment, do so now. It will be painful. You will lose something. And I'll turn my head towards Siri. But in this moment, I see you. You are powerful and I believe in you. Call to the sage.
That's it. Sirius, you can still talk on this sort of thing as this is both happening at the same time.
So hearing from Ilva, can I search within myself to find a way to contact the higher entity?
You certainly can. You got a mark upon your palm. That's a one-way ticket to do so. As this is sort of happening, what are you trying to think about? How does Sirius try to contact them? What is their sort of method of thinking for this occurrence?
He thinks of the lands that he's traveled, the constellations that he's seen, knowing that before the constellations would be signifying astral bodies of the gods, but beyond that, stories of great deeds and epics told before. He will look almost in between as he sees that for somehow these dragon sages are almost teetering to the border of divinity. And he will try to at least pinpoint on that thought process and use the same power from his mark to find that entity.
As you begin to do so, Sirius, marking upon your hand begins to slowly start swirling for a brief moment. Your hand begins to shine blue, and your eyes begin to shine as well. This blue light. Begin to search for them from all that you've heard, all that you've discovered, and all that you seek to discover. Before you hear oceans, waves crashing amongst the rocks for a moment. You see a massive sort of almost serpentine scaled beast begin to form amongst the water for a moment in time. They circle amongst this giant, massive ocean of astral nature, swimming through it, hating every second, but having to do so. As they wade through the astral water, this sort of astral sea, if you will, they begin to look around and they wait for what you have to say and what you have to request. As you spot the draconic sage.
1 second. Bear of the blue mark Deimos, I beseech you for aid. We are being bound. We are captive. Death comes near. I request that you free us. And in return, I will provide whatever services you might request of me.
As you begin to say this, you'll hear you'll see the waters begin to slowly start shifting and emerging rapidly. This massive sort of draconic scaled beast. They seem to have, now though I don't have the art on me right now, so I'm still getting it commissioned, but you would see as they're kind of like Straftar's sort of ears, there seem to be kind of like fins and more. They look over towards you as they have seaweed and bits of algae and more, remnants of the sea amongst them, as they look to you and say this. One moment.
I like them.
The one they call Sirius. If you wish to break these shackles and break these chains, that is possible. But, like all the sages would only request, there is only one thing we wish of any of you. We seek you to find the rifts below. Find the rifts within. Whether it be the sands of the expanse, the waters and the ice of the taiga, or even the grasslands of the valley. Find the secrets within. There we await. Await to make you our champions. Would you accept such a thing with your mark? And would Ilva to hers and Kafaria?
I can only speak for myself, for I will take upon this burden.
Then so be it. And Sirius, you look over, and for a brief moment, your entire arm begins to slowly start getting consumed by these sort of blue rings for a brief moment. They begin to start shining, and immediately the shackles amongst your wrists, they start dissipating, they start cracking, they start tearing before they break before your will. You look over, and it seems to be that you, my friend, are finally free. However, whether you'll be able to say the same for Ilva, oh, we'll have to see in just a moment. You look over and you see as the individuals begin to look up, and they are not happy with your emergence, and they begin to slowly start surrounding and crowding behind or before you. Begin to use a little bit of druidic magic, and it seems to be that you can do so. But we'll turn back to this in just a moment as we head over towards the likes of Creelan. Alright. Creelan, we look over towards you and Phoebe. As you notice as the individuals are getting even closer and closer, what are you doing, Creelan?
I'm still getting deeper in my more defensive stance, but holding body tense, but the head and neck soft and towards Phoebe, and breathing slowly, and I'll just say to her that the tent and anger you feel now is familiar, as I felt it also. As you can see, I am able to move past. It's the same for you. And from what you just said, the path you desire most may be difficult, but it's achievable. You can do that. So choose it. I'll face back to the monsters and you holding my action.
As this begins to happen, you see as the monsters get closer and closer, as they close the distance on Kreelan and the likes of you, Phoebe, barreling through more and more of the corpses. Phoebe, what do you say or do?
Don't compare yourself to me, Kreelan. I'm not like you. We didn't experience the same thing. And you do what you think is right. And I'll do what I think is right. I'm gonna keep looking at the paths.
Well, this is gonna be actually interesting. So, Phoebe, as you look over towards the multiple converging paths, you see almost utter chaos beginning to form. You look over and you see yourself, but it's unclear of exactly what you're doing. You try to converge everything as that is what you seek, that is what you want. But Phoebe, what exactly is everything? How do I explain this? I'll break it down in an out-of-game sense, because that's the easier way to explain it. And you can describe it in-game or however you wish. What would you see for the future of Phoebe? Where do you, as I guess Phoebe, where does she view herself, let's say, at the end of it all? What does she imagine for herself at that moment in time? Does that make sense, or no?
Yep. Phoebe would imagine getting back what is hers in her own sense, and it doesn't matter how she does it. She just wants to be back to the way she was before. She wants to be surrounded by friends. She wants to be powerful. And she wants to have people she can trust by her side.
As you begin to do so, you see and look towards this path for a moment, and as it's converging, you see as you find yourself, Phoebe, surrounded by the likes of Sirius, Zao, Ilva, Kreelan, Misery, more and more of the Soulbound. All of these individuals standing high atop a city, looking over, down upon its wake, its destruction, and its hopeful survival. You see as you stand atop of this city, looking down upon it for a moment, flickers of flames begin to form, of the city burning, everything sort of left in ruins, astral ruins destroyed, people laying in the streets, decapitated, memories taken, before it flickers again, and you see individuals roaming the streets, cheering for all of you, for your victory. It flickers again, and you see individuals wishing for your downfall at what has occurred. Regardless, the visions continue to flicker. But regardless of no matter which vision, you stand atop it all, content, happy with the results. Phoebe, is this the path that you would wish to take?
That one, please.
That one.
As you begin to do so, just like that, you see as you begin to look and focus onto it for a brief moment. And you see as you free yourself with the astral shackles and point towards it as it becomes yours. And as this occurs, Creelin, a shattering of glass you hear as you look over, and for once your wrists are free, the astral shackles are gone. But both of you begin to hear a voice enter your head once more. As this begins to happen and occur, you'll both hear this individual. Oh boy, here we go again. Never being able to make a decision. I'm fucking soulbound, all the same. I want everything. I want this, I want that. You would think after the fifth or after the fourth cycle that someone would be a little bit original, but nope, we're still here. Fine, have your fun for the time being. Boys, murder them as usual. You guys are no fun. And with that, you'll see as the individuals begin to screech for a moment, and as they rush over towards you, Creelin, Phoebe, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. We'll get to you guys in just a moment, but you'll see as the Kruthix will begin to continue forming. We're going to head over towards Zale. There's Anakis. Alright, buddy. You are over here, and you see as Misery is at the moment getting consumed by this giant squid thing. You also would notice as there are multiple individuals getting ready to form over towards you. Hold on, let me make sure I got their things set. Did they go? They might have not gone yet. Whoops, let me handle that. They did not. Let me roll initiative for them real quick.
You don't have to. Thank you, Matt. Oh, actually, glad you did.
Alright, 4. So they're gonna go after you guys then. Alright, I just need to know that. Actually, delete them from initiative. Alright, go for it. Zale.
So what's the scene of the squid thing right now with Misery? I just need to get the picture.
So it's not just hugging the face, it's hugging the entire body. It is literally on top. It started like to jump or from the top, and it's just enveloping them kind of like an umbrella.
And from what I read from the little description of Crush, it can't move, right?
Nope.
So I would argue, since it's a very big creature, I would have advantage on it, because it literally can't move. It's stuck there, basically, you know?
I'll give you that, but counter argument, you have a rapier. That pierces.
Okay. Hold on.
For the head, aim for the head.
Hold on, I need to read damage type real quick. Give me just a second.
Hang on, turn back subtitles. I didn't hear what Misery said.
Well, you gotta think fast, because
Are we still communicating? I mean, are we still in a psychic thing?
I'd hate to break it to you, it's one way.
All right.
no.
You know.
So, I mean, Zale, you just see as, like, I'd imagine, like, Misery is just kind of going over around, just trying to flail about, freeing themselves, ripping this thing free from them. Go ahead, Zale.
Counter argument. What if I use a cantrip with an attack roll to it? That's not piercing it.
I mean, sure, yeah. We'll see if it hurts Misery, but yeah, go for it. She's a tough gal. She's got this, right?
Girl power. Sure. He'll back up. He'll conjure a single Diablo's Doom with his fingers, start to spin around. If I miss, I'm very sorry about this. And he'll fire.
As you do, you fire off towards them. Make an attack roll.
Oh, didn't roll.
12, that will barely hit. Roll damage.
Yay!
12 points of fire damage. Nice. As this begins to happen, you hear you're trying to hear exactly what Misery's saying, like, aim for what? Oh, the head! You begin to fire over, and as you do, you cast Diablo's Doom, yelling out the spell name as you Orzael fashion, and you strike them from the top as you begin to burn their entire head and skull away. As this happens, Misery, you just see as the entire dark mantle begins to just fall out from pretty much all sides around as it wilts almost like a flower. And with that, the dark mantle is dead. But two individuals are still sort of scuttling off to the side. They seem to have been burrowing out from the ground, and now they're about to rush over towards you.
Zale will just, oh, we got more company. That's good. I need to inflict more pain so I can feel better about myself. And he'll look over. Come here. I really want to beat you up right now, as he's referring to this one down here.
All right. And what is that spell or ability?
Oh, it's just him taunting.
Oh, fair enough.
No special thing.
You got it. It doesn't understand you, but it feels very angry. Is that your turn, Zale?
Yep.
All right, Misery, you're up.
Very much like somebody who's like struggling their way out of like their quilts during the morning if they're all like tangled up in them, just grabbing them into a bunch and then throwing them down on the ground. And her hair is just all like just pulled in all sorts of different directions as she is frazzled, and she's got this just kind of like look on her face, and she is going to say, I have had it with this cursed cave. And she is going to notice the strange creature to the north of her, and she is going to glance over to them, and she is going to point directly at them, and she is going to say, I'm going to turn your hide into brand new pauldrons.
And with that, oh my god. And with that, you'll see as the individual begins to look over towards you, it screeches out into oblivion, and now it's time to fight, Misery. What you got?
It's gonna be Halberd Despair, and I'm gonna be charging directly at this creature. And as soon as I get like within, I'd say between 15 to 10 feet, I'm gonna begin the whirling, basically dance momentum, spinning around, and I'm gonna leap up into the air, and I'm gonna come down with the halberd.
Hell yeah, let's go. Make an attack roll for me.
All right. I've set myself up to be quite disappointed if the attack doesn't actually take place.
No!
Damn it!
Why did you speak it into an existence? No!
That's okay. I have extra attack. I'm gonna try again.
Come on! There we go. Then.
There we go.
Wait, hold on.
And I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it with a deathly smite.
Oh.
All right. Let's see.
This is why I describe my attacks after I hit, so I don't look like an absolute fool after.
All right, and then a deathly smite, as you literally see like these spectral raven's feathers like trail out of the path of the blade. And where? Okay, so where the f did I put my deathly smite? There we are. Boom. That's 2d8 radiant.
I don't suppose they're an undead, are they?
Is this creature undead or fiend?
It is neither. It is neither.
Okay. So that is going to be a total of
This is a
16.
monstrosity. Monstrosity and then, what do you call it? But, yeah. Well, actually... This one,
we got him
though...
thinking.
Not this type. It didn't go through that whole process. So it is still considered just a normal monstrosity that is just corrupted. So yeah, no extra bonus. But how much damage is that going to be total?
It's going to be 16 slashing damage total.
As you begin to deal 16 points of damage, you see as it screeches out, it begins to almost fly backwards into the wall of the cave. And as it does so, it is not looking good, but it is still standing. Anything else for you, Misery?
I'm gonna stay right there. That's gonna be where I end my turn.
Alright, you got it. Next up we have an initiative. Alrighty. We have the Cruthix, and then that'll be their go. Alright, this one is going to begin to start closing the gap immediately onto you, Misery. And as they do so, they are going to just start eviscerating, stabbing, and spiking you into a bloody mess. There's gonna be 2 stab attacks with their pincers and claws.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be, I gotta do it this way. Alright, first attack. That's gonna be a 9. That will completely miss. Second attack. That's gonna be a 14 to hit.
In particular... Oh, yeah, that's not... I mean, I'm good.
That's not gonna hit. I'm good. Nah, I don't think so. I don't want it.
Just push the night. You don't need to do that.
Shrug.
Alright. As this happens, you'll see as this individual is going to use its 40 feet of movement, 5, 10, 15, 20,
Ow.
25, 30. Yep, that's going to get to it. It's going to just sprint off directly towards you, Zale, closing the distance. And it's going to just start stabbing into you. Alright. 2 stab attacks. Let's see if it can hit you with your expert charisma. Hiya! No! 12 misses. Second one. Hiya! Yes! Unless you got anything for it. No! Alright. What happens?
Zale just looks at it and just puts his rapier up and just does a yawning motion as he'll cast Royal Guard.
You got it. As you parry the individual, you see as he begins to go flying for a moment. That is their turn. Next up in initiative, we have the likes of Ilva, Sirius, and the Cruthix over off to the side. So, Ilva and Sirius, what are you guys saying or doing? We'll start with Ilva because it's more of like, what are you saying, rather? You're muted if you're saying stuff.
I saw Siri get free, hey?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still obviously chained.
You are still chained at the moment. Sirius, you can communicate what happened if you wish, but...
Yeah, in that case, I will say... Wait, so is my hand, like, I got extra swirls?
It's not your hand, it's your entire arm, brother.
Oh, sweet. Alright, so can I reflavor to, like, my whole, like, sleeve, like, burned off right now, so you can see, like, the marks on it?
Yeah, let's go.
You got a tattoo sleeve. Let's go. Sirius is
Just-
growing up.
Sirius just looks at the art and just squeezes a fist into it, and before he ends up doing something, he's gonna be like, I consulted what the dragon says at Deimos. He has suggested that you will have to consult your mark. They seem to be willing to free us, but offer your services for the lease. You don't have to persuade an oath, but it's the least they would do, I guess.
Damn!
Damn.
Decisions, Ilva.
Just so I remember, the last session, when I tried taking the mark from Krillin, obviously I could hear them talking, That was the Black Star Sage with Kafaria in the background, right?
Yes.
I don't know what to do.
Hey man, you can sit there stumped. That's perfectly fine. You can
Can I
take
can I add on to it?
Yeah, if you want.
Look within. Concentrate on your mark.
I don't know if I want to.
You gotta. It's the only way. Think of what Animus has been through. Think of yesterday.
Oh.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh, but you gotta think fast. Gotta think fast. You see, as these individuals, the spiders are getting almost inches away from you at this point.
And this chain on around my my wrist or my hand or whatever, is it like fully like, locked into like the wall, or is it like a chain? Almost?
It is fully locked into the wall.
Ah!
Can Sirius do a thing? He will just kind of start
That
taking
one.
a step up and said, if you take the
That
time
one
you
last
need to
thing, and
think.
then after that, well, after this thing, if you have to do anything else, that would probably start taking your turn in initiative. So this would be your final thing to say, Sirius,
Okay,
for free.
take the time you need. I will protect you.
Yeah, I'm not willing to use the mark right now, so I'm gonna just with one hand up, I guess. I'm just be ready for them to come at me.
You got it. You just throw up one of your dukes, and that's it. You're ready to just and. All right, Sirius, you receive initiative. What would you like to do on your turn?
All right. Sirius takes a step forward, and yeah, it's 4v2, so I gotta bust up the big guns. I'm gonna do this.
4v1.5, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am casting polymorph.
Oh, God.
Yeah!
Oh, we love this spell. Oh
Turn
God,
into something cool.
you had to choose this spell when my foundry broke. You son of a bitch. I hope it works. I hope it does. You're gonna be dealing with a PNG image in a second.
Hey, just do what I did. Just put a shotgun.
Nah, yeah, of course. All right, which animal or beast would you like to polymorph into, Sirius?
What's my limit right now? Like, what have I seen the shit, right? I seen some shit here, right?
Yeah, you just gotta at least seen it, right?
Does that involve the scalies?
Or Skronk.
You can't turn into Gronk.
Yeah,
can
that-
tell you
Can you
that
turn
much.
into small Gronk?
Have I seen some scalies?
I think you can maybe turn into small Gronk. Let me see. What's the CR you can turn into and below?
My level and below.
Yeah, you can turn into mini Gronk. Do you want to turn into mini Gronk?
There's a mini Gronk?
Hell yeah!
Fuck it.
All right. This is the funnier narrative, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a token.
Yes. In the meantime, Serge is literally gonna go on all fours, almost like a bestial, like jungle cat. You can just see him start to muscles begin to bulge up, and just rocks and just other bits of minerals just build up from his limbs.
As you do so, I'm going to grab you the token of power, the token of true strength. Alright, this is so weird, like navigating scenes. Oh my god, how do people use Foundry without this?
How we saw Gronk, right? How small is Mini Gronk? He's got to be like a
He's
like
this
huge,
big,
right?
I'm mini Gronk. As this is the case, let me give you permissions for mini Gronk.
Give me the controls. I'm Jaegering up this bitch.
Am I spelling it wrong? Wait, what? How do you give permissions?
Right click configure.
You said what?
Right click configure.
configure.
Did you see like permissions?
Permissions, link actor data. I don't see it. Like I'm trying to look for the token in like the actor directory, but I don't see it. Oh wait. Okay, so if I search up Ankylosaurus, I don't see it, but if I just scroll down and look for it, I find it. This is so stupid. All right, here you go, Adams. All right, try to move it now. Oh wait. Fuck off. Stop it.
Where's the keys?
All right, try now.
In the garage.
It worked.
No, that wasn't me.
How about now?
Nope.
Really? Okay, I got an idea. We'll get this. We'll get.
There we
this.
go.
Okay.
Just make it. Give me the skin. Give me the skin. I can't do default right now.
I got you, bro. I got you. How about now?
I got a skin.
We got Mini Gronk. Okay, thank God. All right. So as you begin to do so, you're gonna be right over here because that's where Sirius was. I'm gonna move you like a little bit off to the side. With that, what would you like to do? Is you turn into an Ankylosaurus for a brief moment?
Smash. And I'm gonna tail swipe the hell out of this one. The one's closest to Ilva.
All right. As you do, make an attack roll. Oh no, strength saving throw, dear lord. Okay. Oh god. All right, yeah, that's gonna hit. They're gonna make their saving throw. Normal. That's going to be a 14. They will succeed, so they won't be knocked prone, but they're gonna get clonked on the head as they take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you send them nearly flying and skittering off to the side. You see as they begin to do so, they writhe back for a moment. You can move your token wherever you wish.
Okay. Can I just like get between the monster and it, or is that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
But you will
I'll
take
get
an
up here.
attack of opportunity from this guy.
I've got dinosaur butt in my face.
Do you still want to do it if you take that attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, let's go. Mini Gronk. Stab. It's gonna be a 9. I don't think that hits Mini Gronk.
You cannot penetrate the greatness that is Mini Gronk.
All right, Sirius, is that your turn or anything else?
Yeah, just again defensive position.
Okay. All right. Also, if I take away this token, can you still see?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Meanwhile, off to the side, towards the right, we look over towards Freeland and Phoebe, and with that, both of you are finally free from this sort of, or these shackles, and the time for battle for you all is now. It would be starting us off. Oh wait, whoops. I almost forgot. My bad. Run that back. We gotta go over to here and we gotta start killing motherfuckers. Sorry. First things first, we're gonna start attacking Mini Gronk. It's gonna be 8 attacks towards Mini Gronk. As they're going to just start swarming over towards you and start ripping and tearing, my friend.
Bring it on!
Alright. First attack is gonna be and they have pack tactics, so it's gonna be at advantage, every single one of them. Alright. That's gonna be an 18 to hit. We're just gonna roll to see how many attacks hit first.
That's one.
Alright. Nat 20. Oh boy. Third one.
Miss.
Alright, so 2 attacks.
Miss.
Alright. Fourth attack.
Hit.
Alright.
5, no?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you are correct. 6th attack. Miss. And then next attack.
Hit.
Oh, damn.
4, 5, 6, 7. The final attack. Oh boy. Mini Gronk. 21 to hit. Alright, so how many hits is that?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
5
One's
hits.
a crit.
Okay, so we're gonna do the normal hits. It's gonna be 4d6 plus 12 points of damage. You're gonna take 26 points of piercing damage from the individuals. And now for the big crit, it's gonna be 2d6 plus 3. It's gonna be 36 points of damage total, so 10 points added on to that. As they begin to they just start almost like praying mantises, just starts almost piercing through you for a moment using their little stranger sort of legs. As this happens, they tear and rip the bits of rocks and shards off, but we'll see if you're able to remain strong for long. Alright, next up we got Creelin and Phoebe. Now remember, this guy all the way in the back, he is not there. He's just used for initiative. So it's just the two. Alright, Creelin, I believe you would be first, so take your turn.
Alright. As I'm free, I will just casually walk over to Phoebe and kind of... It's a slight bow as I'm whispering this more or less that you are correct. You're not the same. Our paths are different. Our ways are very much alike. And I'll fly over in between them, and I will, as I fly and land, I'll turn back to Phoebe and say, I will distract them. We will destroy them. And I will attempt to bonk one with just the flat side of my scimitar that I have selected. So,
as you begin to do so, let's make some attack rolls.
did not roll.
You got to look into the chat, and you'll see like the little damage and attack roll button.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, things are different now.
Yeah, that's weird. 24, that's gonna hit. Roll damage. And which one is to this? The right or the left?
To my left.
All right, gotcha. Oh yeah, I forgot you're still labeled as player 28. All right, 7 points of damage with this one as you use this sort of flatten. You nearly almost bludgeon and break one of their legs, but you do have a second strike. Go for it.
All right. Just do that again. Ooh.
That is going to be a natural 1. That's not going to be able to do it. That said, you begin to try to strike out towards it, and you nearly see as the Kruthic begins to almost grab the legs of your weapon and almost chuck it off to the side for a moment. It skitters off to the ground, and you try to reach over and grab it, but it seems to be you're barely just able to do it without almost dodging the likes of a single swipe over your head. You have the scimitar back in hand, but these things are tough. What do you want to do as your bonus action?
I'm gonna stay calm and actually sheath the scimitar and have both my hands up, like one towards the one in the front left and one kind of filling out the one to the right of me. And I will dodge for my bonus action using avian agility and get a bit deeper into my defense with, where did it go? A defensive feature, and I'll add a +2 to my AC, and that will be my go.
All right, you got it. So what's your AC at right now? 18 or 20?
No, I'm 16 normally, so it's 18 right now with agile parry.
You got it. All right, Phoebe, you are up. What would you like to do? Kruthics are next.
I'm gonna look at Creelin and I say, you better dodge this one. And I'm gonna cast Black Tentacles where they're at.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Raven's favorite spell.
As this happens and occurs, you cast a spell. Where are you casting it, and what does it look like? Oh god. I assume
Spell's
black
called
tentacles.
Black Tentacles.
I
It looks
assume
like
it probably
tentacles.
has some black tentacles, but you know, I'm just making sure. It's like, I don't know, is there anything special about it, or is it legit just black
Yeah, they're
tentacles?
my Black Tentacles. That's the special thing about it.
You got it. As this begins to happen, you see as they begin to emerge and rip. Now, it's fun. I wish I was able to show the animation for it because I actually did have something prepared for it, but maybe next time. But you'll see as they begin to slowly start forming and ripping out from the shadows below. As they begin to do so, they rip and they tear. They wrap around every individual in sight, not even sort of concerning friend or foe. As they try to wrap and restrain everybody, Creelin, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry, Creelin.
You do
As
have
I-
evasion, though, so.
Yep, as I start seeing the black gooey happen beneath me, I'm gonna just look back at Phoebe and nod, and I'm gonna attempt to fly up just a little bit.
But as you
Try to
begin
get away.
as you do so, so let me make sure I got this right. So evasion makes it where if you fail, you take half damage, but if you succeed, but you still take, like, even if you fail, you still take the effects of a dexterity saving throw, right? It's been a while since I had to, like, I DM'd for smooth. I'm pretty sure.
Put that back up. Actually,
I'm like pretty sure that's how that works.
You don't take damage if you dodge them.
Yeah, he did not dodge. He did not dodge.
There you go.
Blah blah blah. Subjection to the effect allows you to make it. Okay. So take no damage on the saving throw. Gotcha. So you will take the damage. So Phoebe, if you could roll damage for me, please. One of them was able to succeed. The other one failed with a nat 1. Nice. All right. So that's gonna be 5 points of damage towards this guy over here. He is not restrained. This one over here is going to take the full 10, and they will be restrained by the black tentacles. All right, I was gonna write that down. Creelan, you take a total of 5 points of damage, but you are also restrained. All right, that means you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, I believe. And you also, or enemies have advantage on attack rolls against you. All right, Phoebe, that is your action. You have a bonus action and movement.
No, I'm good where I am right now. This is fine. This is fine.
This is fine. You look over and you just see your Creelan and the rest of the enemies just sort of flailing about, being held by black tentacles. Like, yeah, this is cool. This is okay. I'm happy with this. All right. Meanwhile, this individual, I mean, they're going to look over towards Creelan, who's the first person they see. They're not really that smart, so they're going to make an attack roll with a disadvantage towards you, but they have advantage because you are restrained. Well, hold on. No, you weren't dodging. Never mind. So it's just going to be a attack roll with advantage.
I was dodging.
Oh, you did dodge?
Used
Oh,
avian agility.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bonus action dodge. There we go. My bad. So it's going to be a straight roll for you. So double stab attack. Hiya! Attack. Normal 7 is gonna miss. 23 will hit. And it's gonna be a total of 4 points of piercing damage towards you, Creelan, as they begin to start jabbing and stabbing into you as a bit of blood is sort of drawn, but you're able to stand your ground for the time being. This individual is going to... They're actually going to... they got your attention. They're gonna probably spend their entire turn trying to break out of this if they can. Creature that starts the turn can use an action to make a strength check or a dexterity check. They will do that. They're gonna make a dexterity check. Natural 20 for a total of 23. As this begins to happen, you see as the individual begins to start slashing and tearing, breaking out from the hold, and as they do, they will rush over, dropping from Creelan. You do get an attack of opportunity if you want to take it. Whoops.
That I will. Let's see. That's the one to the right is running away. Oh no. To be with the scimitar, because I'll take that back out.
And that's gonna be a 10. That will miss. You see as you swipe out towards them, but they're too fast as they rush over towards the likes of Phoebe, but they're still ending their turn within it. Don't they make the saving throw again? Raven.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
They rush over towards you, but they ended their turn in the in the square. Do they still have to make a saving throw again? Because they ended their turn there.
Wait, did they free themselves?
Yeah, they freed themselves. They used an action to break out.
Oh, okay, alright. Alright.
But they ended their turn.
They end their turn in there, yeah, they didn't have to, they have to do it again. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Dexterity saving throw. Let's see if they can get out of this one. 17? Oh, they're not being restrained right now. You see as they begin to just start cutting and tearing through all the tendrils, and they begin to scream out directly towards you, Phoebe. That is their turn. That is their go. Next up in initiative, we have the likes of Zale Zanakis. What you got for us, bud?
Okay. For my bonus action, you see Zale slowly trace his fingers across his rapier once more, as he's going to cast 7 Sin Smite on his rapier,
Nice.
and he will go swinging, as he will attempt to hit this thing. I don't even know what to call it. I'm insulted out right now. I don't know what to say.
Oh,
It-
man.
It has its face exists, and I think that's an insult enough, you know?
Look at it, it's cute. It's just saying hi. Very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
loudly.
I'm saying hi too.
Alright, so that's gonna be an attack roll with it.
Well,
Let's
yeah.
get- 25 is definitely gonna hit. They're gonna make that Constitution saving throw. You roll damage for me
Oh,
while I
no,
do that.
It doesn't make the con save yet. It just
okay.
takes the damage flat out right now, and then it gets set on fire.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
Alright,
as Zale,
Oh, good. No, no.
as Zale just pierces its torso, the same symbol in its eye starts to brand on its chest as it starts to engulf in flames.
As it begins to do so, you do have the damage. That's going to be 5 points. Roll your second attack as you have 2.
And that's 1 fire damage. Wow.
Oh man, these damage rolls.
Another one.
22. There we go. As you begin to strike out towards them, just 2 quick strikes. Roll damage for this one.
Ah.
Oh man, these damage rolls! No! As that happens, the second one, you're able to try to jab it towards the eye, but you just aim a little bit too low and you're able to take a couple of its teeth out. 4 points of piercing damage. Zale, is that your turn or you got anything else?
No, but I will just say, because I like to say it, I'm at a A right now for my style meter, just to remind everyone how cool I am. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
You gotta remind me if you hit S rank. As this
I
begins to
will.
happen, you look over and the individual is furious right now, but let's see if its brother is kind of doing any better. Misery, you receive initiative. What you got?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself just enough space to pull off this maneuver for the sake of awesomeness. I am going to back to the very edge of the 5 feet, and I'm going to take my halberd, and I'm going to sprint forth and dab the blade end of my halberd down, basically lunging myself over the other side of the creature, and then
Okay.
using the momentum of bringing the blade back up and swinging it across.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, this is just like Insect Glaive. I love it here, dude. Alright, let's see what you got. Make an attack roll for me, Misery. 14. Oh, that's not going to be enough to hit him. You strike out, but you're just barely off with the strike. But if you want to flavor it, you can flavor your second strike as being just one massive attack or one massive hit.
All right.
20, there we go. Now we're talking. Alright, let's see what you got. Roll some damage.
So my martial form is that sometimes in battle I will feign an attack before making
Oh,
the
that's
bigger
what you're
attack.
calling it. That's what you're calling it.
Good save, Matt.
Okay.
Good save, Matt. Good save, Matt.
How does he do it?
I don't miss. I make him miss.
And I am going to lay down the deathly smite once more with 7 plus. Oh, we got to get one more in there.
Yeah, you gotta get one more.
7 plus 6 plus 8, so that is going to be 21, I think.
You
Oh,
got
my quick math.
6, 7, 8.
Correct.
Nice.
Hey, Matt, as
What's
you
up?
begin to do so, how do you want to kill this thing?
Excellent. As I feign my first attack, I'm going to swing it around, and you are literally going to hear Misery go. "Ah!" Maybe not in that exact tone. That was a little more angrier than that. And like the way this creature has like multiple legs, basically that swipe is going to come through and try to chop off the front 2 legs and then wind back and then come directly down upon the skull of this creature.
As you begin to do so, it is left in a heap of mess. It is dead. That is your action, Misery. You do have a bonus action and movement.
All right, I am quickly losing spell slots, but you know, time to
Smite
full
slots,
send it.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna full send it, and what I'm going to do is, what is the range of this again? 30 feet. Boom, is that 30 feet? That's 35. Okay, so I'm gonna move one more, and I'm gonna do a compelled duel on the creature that is facing Zale right now in order to goad and distract it.
That's a bonus action, right?
That is a bonus action.
You got it. All right, as you begin to do so, what does this kind of look like as you issue out a challenge to the corrupted Kruthic?
Let's see. Now I have to flavor. Now I have to flavor my compelled duels. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so when I came down with my blade upon the one monstrosity, I imagine I cut into its tongue and hopefully chopped it off. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to pick up its tongue and then I'm going to run forward, and with my own momentum, I'm going to chuck the tongue directly at the head of the other one and just kind of stand there ready, like, bring it on.
As you do, you chuck it over towards the individual. Let's see if that just pisses them off or that makes them really get angry to the point where they want to kill you and only you. Wisdom saving throw. 9. Oh no, that fucking grinded their gears. They are laser focused directly onto you, Misery. As this happens, they'll get ready to start charging, but that is your turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you know the whole thing with compelled duel Zale, but this individual is going to sprint on over towards Misery. You can take an attack of opportunity, though.
I'll allow it. Also, since it's the start of its turn, it will have to make the con save or take the damage. But, you know, technically it's not going to mess with compelled duel, because I technically already harmed it with the spell before it was done, you know?
Fair enough.
This is just an everlasting effect.
16, what happens?
I'm going to look at my spell save.
Well, while you do that, they're going to be slashing and dashing. Alright, it's gonna be, for flavor, they'll immediately as they're sprinting off to the side, they'll begin to hold out one of their claws and just fire out one of the spikes over towards you, Misery. Alright, that's gonna be the first attack. That's gonna be a 10. As this happens, they'll just fire one more time. Secondary attack. 8, both will miss. As they begin to do so, you're able to completely dodge out of the way before they eventually close the gap. That is their turn.
The spell just ends. Nothing happens because it succeeded.
I could have swore they take at least like the d6 of damage or whatever from the first one, and then maybe like after that they fail it, or like if they continue failing, they keep taking the d6.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just read it how it was read.
I mean, that just makes sense to me, so screw it. Executive rule, that's what happens. Roll a d6.
Oh, okay. Does that count it as being affected, or
no?
Okay, just had to ask the questions. 6.
Big 6. All right. With that, that is your turn. We head over towards Ilva and Sirius, or Minigronk. All right, Ilva. As you look over in horror or whatever, however Ilva is interpreting this, you see as there is a mini Gronk and they are being straight up. They're going to war right now, trying to defend you against all of these Kruthics. What is going on in your head, and what would you like to do, Ilva?
Just wish I wasn't here. I saw all the creatures attack Mini Gronk here.
Yes.
What's Gronk's Like how's he
general,
looking?
like, how he looking?
It's like, you know, when you
Yeah.
break a monster's like arm, you start to see the scars and
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
That's just his left side right now.
Not Monster Hunter logic, no anime.
He doesn't have armor in his part anymore. He can't bring it up.
No.
I like how the Monster Hunter music just starts popping up immediately.
Yeah,
too.
I know. I guess I'll try to unghost her. I'll try and use it.
He's going ghost.
All right, so Ilva, tell me this: how would Ilva, of all people, try to contact this entity? Contact this mark?
It's similar to how I guess she used, well, not used to pray for Mogus, whatever, but it was like the same mindset of just like closing her eyes and imagining an area, a space that she tries to create within that is equal footing to try and who is she trying to communicate with. So with it back then or whatever, it was obviously like a sea of blood, but with this time it'll be when she closes her eyes, it's like just for miles and miles and miles, just this like water, flat, no waves, no nothing, and she's standing on top of it, and it's completely dark night sky with all like the stars are out and the moon is shining brightly.
As this is sort of occurring, you look over and you see the moon itself is in a sort of crescent shape and crescent form. You look over and you see as it shines down towards you, it also seems to shine upon a sort of shadowy figure, ever shifting, ever changing in the night. You see for a moment as it seems to be a small sort of raven, small bird. But you look over towards its shadows and it is deceiving at best. You see in its stead a massive draconic individual in its shadow. As it looks over towards you, it awaits your call. It awaits your request. Ilva, what do you say to this individual?
Do I know it's her?
You would know it's her. Due to your backstory and your interactions with them, you'd be able to tell.
Kafaria, I am reluctant to ask you of help. You know more than anyone where I come from, what I've been through. And it seems like whenever a power is called upon, something must be given, taken. My friend here is in trouble, and I am still shackled by the past. I will not make any promises here and now. Only when I see you in person, when I go to the temple. But I ask you to help me here and now, so I can help save my friend.
Oh boy. Ilva, roll a persuasion check, but you do so with advantage.
That's a -1, by the way.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
You had
Does
advantage.
the alt button still work, or do I have to do two rolls?
I'm not sure. I think alt
We'll
should
try
work,
it.
though.
Science.
When you click it, it gives you the option to actually click with advantage. I know.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Persuade. Oh, we're not persuasive.
Oh man,
she's trying her best.
9 or
You
10.
have inspiration.
Oh, I do have DMs,
You
I
have-
guess.
You do have DM's inspiration if you want to. That's a complete reroll, so you roll again with advantage.
Last time I did this, I got a worse roll.
He also
I fell in a hole.
You're in this book for Sammy right now.
Oh, it's funny. All right, we'll try again.
It's better. It's better.
It is better. You see, as so the difference is you didn't lock yourself out of it. Now you have a chance. You see, as the individual, not necessarily saying a word, they look at you inquisitively for a moment, but they see it's, or they look over towards you and they notice as though you are seeking something, you're seeking something without giving much up of anything. You only gain but not give a piece of yourself. No matter how small, something would be required. They look over. They understand. But they only wish for you to understand as well. As such strength can't be granted willy-nilly.
Sorry, they're asking me for something?
They're asking you to offer something. Anything.
Submit payment, please.
You have a few fingers to spare, right?
It's basically, you basically say, hey, yo, help me out. For what? Nothing. Please? Ducky's thinking he's entered the mind palace. If you want, I can take Sirius's turn first. If you want to come back, everyone want to come back to you.
Sure.
You got it. All right, Sirius. Meanwhile, Minigronk beat the shit out of
Didn't,
him.
didn't.
All right, let's see what you got. Make some attack rolls.
Alright, there I go bonking again.
All right. As you begin to do so, you swing your massive Ankylosaurus tail, swinging and crashing into all of them. As this begins to occur, oh god, who's getting the Gronk? Okay.
Oh, you rolled the same thing. Nice.
Oh.
22s all day.
All right, with a 22 points of damage, yeah. How do you want to kill this guy?
I try to simulate what I saw Gronk do before, and I just try to tail swipe it, but instead of a hammer, it's just a literal, like, meaty, rocky baseball bat that smacks this creature right into the opposite wall.
As it happens, he flies over and just turns into astral paste as he is completely defeated and destroyed. Good stuff. Sirius, anything else you want to do for your turn?
It'll be in my turn. Mini Gronk just sits his position right in front of Ilva and just lets out a bellowing roar.
As this begins to happen, Zale, Misery, you both begin to hear a bellowing roar begin to emanate from this cave. Does not help things out, but you do hear a roar emanate.
Oh, great.
Phoebe and Creelan, both of you make perception checks. (18) Creelan, you would hear it. And then let's see for Phoebes. Phoebe, you would also hear the same sort of thing emanating from the cave, a bellowing roar. All right, Gronk, it's gonna be a couple of attack rolls towards you. It's gonna be 6 of them. Let's see. They're gonna use, or this one is not smart enough to try to get over for a pack tactic, so it's just gonna be a straight roll for him. All right, stabby stab. Hiya! 10. That'll miss.
Miss.
Second one. Nat 20.
Crit.
God damn, these fucking 20s. Alright, he's gonna roll damage for this now. It's going to be 10 points of piercing damage if you want to adjust your HP. Alright. As he begins to strike you, he actually strikes you this time almost in the eye, nearly taking it out entirely. You begin to try to sort of hold out with one little bit of strength, but you're fading, and you're fading fast. Alright, this is going to be with advantage now. Stab attack. Advantage. 11, that's going to miss. Second one, 17.
Hit.
Alright, that's going to be a normal damage. It's going to be 5 towards you. You can deduct it. Second or third and final one. Alright, it's going to be an attack with advantage. 23, that'll hit. You will take a total of 4 points of piercing damage as again begin to start ripping and tearing into you. Final attack with advantage. It's going to be a 15.
That's just my armor class.
That's going to hit as well, so it's going to take 8 points of piercing damage. Are you alive?
Mini Grog is literally just one foot down in the back, limping.
As you begin, or as this is sort of happening, you're limping, you're missing an eye, and you are struggling to breathe in this form. You're about to drop your wild shape, Sirius. Ilva, you look over and you see for a brief moment as you come out of that sort of strange palace for a moment, and you see the likes of Sirius, Mini Gronk trying to protect and defend you for as much or as long as they can, but now they're fading. Seems to be they're at their limit. Ilva, what do you say and do?
I've always found it hard to believe in things or accept things that I cannot see in front of me physically. If you will not entertain an audience to discuss further action of what we can do to maybe work together, then using this mark was a mistake.
As this begins to happen, you speak towards them for a moment, and you blink for only a second, and you see what was just a small sort of raven. The shadows begin to shift and they change. For what you see in front of you, you would see a massive dragon of the night looking over and down before raising you up to an equal sort of height. You look each other eye to eye as you see Kofaria in her full draconic form. Scales, claws, teeth, and more. Just from her sheer presence, you can tell she is powerful. She looks at you in an equal setting, an equal footing for the time being. You look over and she says, "Very well. I understand I understand where you are coming from. And I understand this is definitely difficult for you. Though I wish that we could have spoken in person rather in this state. This will have to suffice. If you wish to truly help out this individual and to be granted strength to break these shackles, I can do so. However, I wouldn't be beholden to it. This is simply just a request, a want, not an obligation. Find me. Find me in the desert. Find me in the expanse. Find the tower. Find the rift. For there, I await you, my knight. I await you. That said, Ilva, what do you say? Do you accept it? Or do you continue on? Choice is yours, friend.
I'll place my hand to where originally the ritual took place, and I'll look up to them and I'll say, I'll accept. I will seek you out.
And as this begins to happen, you'll see as the dragon begins to nod and almost bow for a second. And you see as the marking upon your hand begins to start glowing for a brief moment. Ilva, your consciousness awakens for a second, and you see as the shackles begin to break, shattering like ice and glass. You look over, and you see down amongst your form. The symbol glows, but amongst your chest, you see an aspect, a sort of symbol. You see a crescent moon guiding you, protecting you, aiding you in battle. As the twilight, the night is on your side. Ilva, as you begin to look over towards these individuals, they begin to start scratching and tearing and ripping into Gronk, into Sirius, as he nearly begins to collapse onto all of his legs, defeated. Ilva, you gain initiative. What would you like to do or cast? Action, bonus, action, and movement, my friend.
Let's. Well, I already used it, so can I use my white mark on Siri?
Have you used that thing yet before? I don't think you have. Yeah, you're good to go. As you begin to do so, you hold out the white mark towards Sirius. And Sirius, as this begins to happen, you notice as wounds begin to slowly close and mend. They begin to form with this strange sort of darkness before there is nothing. You look towards the scratches and tears, and they seem to all dissipate. And you feel rejuvenated. You feel energized anew. Sirius, your health is restored back to completely full on Gronk and yourself. All of your spell slots are given back, and your entire character sheet is basically reset as you begin to adorn the power of the white mark, and you are restored to full.
So where's that full rest button? I'm gonna just hit this one.
Yeah, you can just hit that button real quick. All right. And with that, Ilva, that would probably be your entire action. You got a bonus action movement. Anything else before we go to Creel and Phoebe?
I'm gonna climb on top of Gronk.
Fair enough. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Gronk!
All right.
He's wyvern riding him.
That is your turn. We head over to Creelan, and we turn towards Phoebe afterwards. Oop, I lost myself on the map. Whoops. Alrighty, Creelan, what you got for us? You are restrained by a bunch of black tentacles, and Phoebe doesn't have a care in the world, but she is also dealing with her own Kruthic at the moment. It's very bad. It's very scary. What are you doing?
I'm comfortable. This really
no.
isn't that bad. So I will stay within it, and I will look at the scimitar. I'll take that back out. I bunked it on one side, and you'll see me spin it like in the air quickly and grab it again, so the other flat side is there, and then I'll cock it back and then bunk it in the head again.
You got it. Make some attack rolls then.
Comfortable?
No one's saying anything.
All right. Remember, you are doing so with disadvantage towards these guys.
I'll practice one.
18 and 19. That'll beat their armor class. That'll hit.
All right.
What losers?
11 points. Nice! With a single slash, you nearly cut it into 2. But you do have a second one. And make another attack roll. This is also with disadvantage.
Alright. Oh, wait. Let's try that again.
11's not gonna do it. You try to swipe out again with the scimitar, but you're struggling to try to be able to move freely with the black tendrils restraining you.
Alright. Still in reach, so I'm going to back the scimitar again, but mostly as a fake, and then with my martial arts punch it in the face with the right hand.
You got it. Make an attack roll then. Disadvantage. 13's not gonna do it. You try to reel back and swing, but it's not enough to do so. Anything else for you, Creelin, or is that all you got?
I'll look back at Phoebe, and just as she's comfortable, I will give her a look that I'm comfortable as well. You're at the advantage. And my turn.
You got it. All right, Phoebes, what you got for us? You look over, and this individual is just screaming directly at your face. What you got?
Oh boy, that won't do. I guess I'll Misty Step to the other side.
As you do, he's just... and then you just... Alright, where are you going? As you just... out of existence.
I'm gonna... why am I colliding with a wall? I'm not colliding with a wall.
Alright, I got you. Come on.
Liar.
Through it.
Liar.
Stop trying to, like, no-clip through the wall, Phoebe.
I'm sorry? Where am I even?
Do you see yourself?
The back rooms aren't back there, Phoebe.
I wanna go there.
Oh, you wanna go
Go
there?
to 254. It's safe.
It's right here, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, as you do begin to teleport and appear off to the side, where would you like to go? You also would notice as, there's no longer an astral barrier. You would see as, again, that guy's not there. Trust me.
Yeah.
But you would see as there is a tunnel leading off to the
Or
side.
are
So you technically could run away if you really wish to.
Oh my god.
No. I'm running out of spell slots, so I can't do it any other way. I will throw a 3rd level witch bolt at the guy that was just screaming in my face.
Alright, as you do so, you unleash the eldritch energy as it strikes over towards them in a bit of a lightning spree.
Roll it.
Do your thing.
Do the thing.
You gotta make an attack roll, Phoebe.
I did.
Did you? I don't think you did. I don't
We'll do it again.
Okay. Shit.
Here, you can just roll a d20. I'll do the math for you. What is your DC?
D20. That's an 8. That's not so great.
8 plus your smart plus 7. That's gonna be a 15. Oh god, that's not gonna hit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You got
Yeah,
any
that's all.
inspiration?
Dang it,
Well,
I do have inspo.
You
better
also
take
got that
that inspo.
birthday. Did you have birthday 20? Because, you know, it was.
Oh yeah, you would have a birthday 20.
There we go. See?
Your birthday was yesterday. I forgot about that. Yeah. You could just nat 20 this motherfucker right here and now if you want. Or you could say, it's either use it or you lose it. You don't have it after this session, so.
Oh, then I want to use it.
Fuck this guy in particular then. Roll damage and make that double.
Oh shit, I don't know how much damage that's gonna be.
I think
12.
6d12. Jesus Christ.
Well, isn't Witch Bolt 1d12 and she did it at 3rd level, so I'm just assuming it increases.
6d12, and because you crit, it's gonna be 6d12 every time. This fucker's dead. Roll
He's
damage.
Okay.
Evil laughter.
22 points of damage. Oh my god. I think that still kills me even though it was really low rolls.
Yeah, it was a really low roll.
You got lucky.
22 damage. Nah, he still will be barely up as you see as you begin to or start electrifying him entirely. You see as he begins to start screaming out in pain before he doesn't even know what exactly hit him. That said, Phoebe, that is your action. That is your bonus action. Is that your turn?
I'm going back a little bit.
Yeah, alright. Cool. Alright, Phoebe, that is your go. Next up in initiative is the Kruthix. This individual is going to be restrained or he's gonna have to make a dexterity save and throw. Dex save, hiya. 16, he will succeed. Second one, hiya. Nat 20, they will succeed. Alright, they will begin to attack Kreelan with no mercy, Cobra Kai style. Alright, they will begin to start slashing. Ooh. It's gonna be stab attack. This is with advantage as well. 20 will hit. Second attack, 22 will hit. It's gonna be 6 points of damage, Kreelan, as well as 5 more points of damage. 11 total as they begin to start ripping and tearing. I'm gonna reduce your damage for you, or reduce your health for you. As this begins to happen, the other individual who is being electrified, Nah, they're gonna just attack Kreelan. Alright, they're going to make an attack roll. This is going to be 2 attacks towards you. Same thing with advantage. Stab attack. 23 will hit. 14 will miss. 4 points of piercing damage as this one actually almost pierces and begins to stab directly through your wings. You see as they retract and there's just a massive hole into it as you begin to start bleeding out off to the side. It's left with a sort of astral sort of liquid oozing from it, but that is its go.
Did he get restrained though?
No, he succeeded.
He succeeded? Okay.
Yeah. He will end his turn there, but that's all he's got. Alright, that is everybody. We head over towards Zale. Afterwards is gonna be Misery. What you got? Misery. Yeah.
Since they ended their turn, doesn't the funny thing happen to them since they're still in the thing, or?
Oh yeah. I can roll for it again.
I just want their survivability to be high right now, you know?
16.
They're rolling so high.
Yeah, they're rolling really well today.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that one is it.
This
That
guy
one's
over
not.
here, he's like, right there, and he just doesn't get restrained. Alright.
And take damage. And take damage.
Oh yeah, he does take the damage at 3d6. Oh, yeah, you should be rolling damage as well for if they've been succeeding. I didn't know if it was success or damage on half saves, so. 12 point. Oh god, alright. Okay, and then that's going to be 12 points of damage, but -6 for him. Oh god. Yeah, how do you want this guy to be strangled to death by the tentacles?
Be descriptive.
Just the tentacles kind of wrapping around him until it's covering his whole body, then it starts going inside all of the holes in his face, in his mouth, in his eyes, his ears, until he stops moving.
Oh my god. And as this happens, he is eviscerated. Alright. That is your go. We head over towards Zale. Now, Zale, are you doing anything? Because Misery has this thing compelled, so I don't know.
I mean, I still want to help my girl on Misery, you know? I'll still... I know. I can't see Matt's face, so I can't tell if he's like, do it or not do it. I don't know, Matt, do you want me to still go swinging, or...?
Do it.
Okay. I got the confirmation, I just had to make sure. You know, the smug smile wasn't giving me, like, any...
The smug Misery smile.
That'll be 2 rapier attacks as he will start swinging, as it is very fixated on Misery.
You got it. As it's distracted, make 2 strikes with the rapier. Ooh. Oh boy. That 9 ain't gonna do it, but you do have a second attack.
I do. Try a little bit. Wow.
Oh!
We were rolling like garbage today.
He was rolling well, and then it just said, it just flipped on its head. So Zale, as you begin to try to strike out towards the, well, actually, are you using an inspiration or no?
I need to think this actually works. No, I'm good.
As you begin to do so, you swing and miss, and you see as the individual is actually just doing almost evasive maneuvers towards Misery's strike, and they're able to actually dodge both of you guys at the exact same time. With that, we look over towards Misery. What would you? Oh wait, Zell, anything else you want to do in your turn, or?
I'm good.
All right. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Misery, what you got?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is sort of now I'm doing the Garen spin around with the the sword, except it's with the halberd, and I'm gonna start moving in this direction and make sure I end up, well, actually move in this direction, doing both of my attacks.
You got it. Spin to win. Misery, make some attack rolls.
and I am just like, I'm yelling the whole way through.
Just a 10 won't hit. It's the fainting attack. The legendary fainting attack. 10 will miss, but 23 will hit. 12 points of slashing damage on top of that. Are you adding anything to it, or is it as it is?
It is as it is. There is no spell slot to add into it.
Oh man, you are tapped on resources. You look over at this individual and it seems to be that they have gone through the ringer for their turn. Is assuming that you are good to go.
Yep, I'm gonna end my turn right next to Zale.
Oh wait, they're compelled right now, aren't they?
I mean, technically, because I missed both attacks.
Yeah, compelled mean they can't run, right?
So we're looking again at the compelled duel. If successful, compelled by my divine command for the duration, disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me. Must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me.
Compelled duel, they're dedicated to fighting you by the will of your god. Yeah, they'll stay and fight. Alright, that said, they're gonna make a couple of stab attacks over towards you. They begin to strike out towards the legs and then immediately go up towards the neck and try to pierce through. First attack roll. It's gonna be a 10. Second attack roll. It's gonna be a 24. This one heading towards the neck is gonna barely get you. It's not gonna be a fatal wound, but it's gonna definitely do a bit of damage. 6 points in total. Alright, that said, I got the damage for you. That is their turn. Next up in initiative, that will be their go. We're heading over towards Ilva. Alright, Ilva, what would you like to do as you are riding atop of Mini Gronk the dinosaur right now? I'm gonna move Gronk so you can actually see the token for a bit.
As a bonus action, I'd like to get back one of my secondary spell slots there. And through the use of the Channel Divinity. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level at this gentleman right here.
As you begin to do so, hand begins to conjure up the divine twilight for a moment and fire it off towards them. Alright, let's see. Make an attack roll for me. Did it roll? I think the spells with attack rolls are broken right now.
Okay, no worries. I will manually roll then.
Damn.
Hello.
Yep.
I want to roll.
You can't like roll in a d20 or thing?
I tried. Let me try again.
This is so sad. It's broken. Foundry's broken. Oh! It was just warming up a little bit, I see.
It was just with the wind up.
It was the wind up. That is a natural 20 coming from Ilva. That's going to be a total of 10d6? 10d6 radiant damage over towards one of them. Go for it. Make an attack roll with all you've got.
What?
Alright, how do you want to one-shot him? Cool. Hey,
Yeah, we're coming through. Click, click, boom.
that is exactly their HP.
Oh wow, nice.
Good to know.
Okay.
As I put my hand out to cast the bolt, after this grueling area that I'm in and what I've been through, whatever, lightning will start to like run down through my shoulder all the way through my arm, and I'll blast it off with the radiant energy, and it goes right towards them. There's no like goes through the body. The explosion just encapsulates the entire the creature.
Nice. As you begin to do so, they are eviscerated. They are gone. That is your action. You have your bonus action. Anything else for you, Ilva?
No bonus action, but I'm just gonna give the other two guys just a glaring mean look.
Make an intimidation check. As you one-shot the fucker over here. There's a giant mini Gronk dinosaur. I mean, hey, I'll give you an intimidation check for free.
Not very big
Even if I did the homebrew rule of adding strength to it, I mean, it's more like you look intimidating, but you also kind of look crazy. It's more so the crazy part.
Crazy lady.
Yeah. Alright, as that's happened, Sirius, you receive initiative. What would you like to do?
I'm going smacking.
Smack him.
You know, Gronk's a one-trick pony sometimes. I ain't got the buff yet.
Oh, 11. You got any inspo you want to use?
Is it worth it?
Can I give him mine from Sammy's?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, just take that. There you go.
Alright,
Oh,
go
snap
for it. Make another attack roll then.
Round 2.
26, that's a lot more like
take
it.
those.
Natural 19. As you begin to swing forth with the massive tail hammer, 23 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Jesus Christ. Alright, that's
Make that strength save.
Yeah, we'll try to make a save throw. They fail.
Stay down.
Imagine
For
failing.
thematic's sake, you'll see as the individual is just sort of thrown back, hits the wall, crashes onto the ground, is completely knocked prone from that strike. That is your go. Let me add the damage. All right, anything else from you, Sirius?
I'm with Ilva on top. I'm gonna just start moving up.
You got
Yeah, let's roll.
it. You will take the attack of opportunity, but you can move freely afterwards.
We take those.
All right.
Also, Animus, you got an inspo from Madra.
Thanks, Madra.
Hiya! Stab. Normal. It misses. You continue on. Mini.
I'm gonna touch the perfection that is mini Gronk.
As you do, how far do you go?
That's how much movement I got again?
You have your full movement.
Right.
Ilva's medium, and you're literally huge right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move up here, and I'm gonna see. Oh no,
That's
tight
not there.
spaces.
That's not there.
Oh no, my tight spaces.
Yeah.
Fly your way
that's,
through.
That's a little bit of a problem. I said you can drop your wild shape as a free action. The choice is yours, though. You want to stay mini Gronk?
No.
Okay. Alright. My bad. My apologies, good sir. Continue on. Next up in initiative, we have the likes of Kreelan. Alright. Restrained, but still here. The individual is standing strong, but they're about to die at any moment. Make your attack rolls if you wish.
Here we go. I hit him with left side, I hit him with the right side. So now I'm going to actually draw the second one, do a quick sharpen edge to edge, and then cock it back again and slide it down in the middle and hit him with the blade.
You got it. Make this is with disadvantage still because of the restrain, but a 21 doesn't even matter. That will hit. Roll some damage. 11 points of slashing. Oh, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yep. Hey, Kreelan, how do you want to kill them?
Now that I beat it in on the left and on the right, it just kind of like mushed their head just perfectly enough. So when I hit it with the blade, it gets split in 20.
As this begins to happen, you see as the individual begins to slowly explode out, cracking into millions of tiny pieces as it is no longer left alive, and even, how you say, remnants of them aren't even existing at this point in time. As it turns into astral dust, Phoebe and Creelan, you two are free. Creelan, that is your action. You do have a bonus action and movement, or if there's anything else you would like to say, you can do so now.
I'll just look at Phoebe and kind of just give her a nod and see, Torius. That is sourcing from you, your path. I'll have support along the way. I'll be there. Then you'll see me try to flap my wings as still kind of stuck in this black mire. I'll get out of it eventually, but I'm just flapping my wings now in order to get out. My turn.
My man's muted.
Who's
God
muted?
damn it. I was saying, I was wondering why you guys weren't doing it. I forgot one big thing. Ilva and Sirius, if you could, please make perception checks. And then Creelan, what were you requesting?
Oh no, I was just ending my turn, but as I was ending, I was flapping my
It's
wings
too
in
fast.
order to try to get out of the tendrils.
Alright, and then,
I'm
man.
just rolling the garbage.
Alright, so it is unfortunate, but Ilva, you're kind of like trying to look ahead and see exactly what's next. What is next? You look over, and Sirius, as you do so, you do see as there is a couple of weapons in this pile of bones, corpses, and more. Quick sort of check would be able to know that they are in fact magical, as they have a sort of strange arcane glint amongst it, and one of them of which would even have a flaming rune. But choice is yours. You are a dinosaur right now.
Yeah, sadly, Grok
yeah.
is. I got Grok, but I'm saying, "Ooh, shiny."
So, that is that. All right. Phoebe, is there anything you would wish to do on your turn, or are you good to go? Or are you just waiting for everything to be wrapped up?
Creelan, how comfortable are you? Sounds like he's really comfortable.
He's really comfortable. He's
Muted.
muted and everything. He's comfortable.
I was saying this is a new form of restraint. We didn't have this when we were training, mainly manacles and ropes, but
I wonder why.
figured this out.
It was forbidden.
Okay, well, don't want you to die or anything like that. I'm just gonna stop concentrating.
Alright. As you do, you drop the spell so Creelan doesn't die from the spell. Alright. You just see his like black tentacles are just like slapping him around, just slap, 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 restrain, break, tear. Yeah, I was like, I guess I'll drop it, you know. I just,
I like to see that as a revenge for Mel and Piper.
As you do, we look over towards the last individuals in combat. We look over towards Misery and Zale. What are you two doing?
I assume we're
Misery
going
take-
swinging.
Yeah, Misery and... I mean, you guys are going to take your turn simultaneously. It's not really going to change much, so if you want to make your attack rolls, go for it.
Matt, how about you go first, so I don't break the thing, and in case we both roll awful and miss, you know?
All right, if you want to defer to me, I'll go.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and come at this creature with another couple attacks. I'm making sure to stay next to Zale so that my interception is effective. And I will go ahead and lay down the next 2 strikes with my halberd.
All right, let's go.
These are pretty normal. So these are different strikes. These are not large, just swings across a wide arc. This is much more surgical. This is much more precise.
15. That will miss, sadly. Do have a second strike, though. 21. The fainting strike does it again. Make an attack roll, or make a damage roll. 11. How do you want to do this? The fainting
So,
attack.
as I mentioned, surgical. So, I'm taking the blade of the halberd, and it's sort of like I'm performing an operation. And I am, like the other one, am going to cut off the front 2 legs so that the monstrosity falls forward, and then take the blade and cut along the left cheek and right cheek, and then finish it off with a swipe across the head so that half of its head is completely dismembered.
And as you begin to do so, you watch as its head begins to dissipate into an astral light. And that. This is dead and defeated. Looking over towards the other individuals, no more, just to wrap everything up, no more individuals are attacking you from this side, so we'll look over towards Sirius Ilva and the likes of this individual over here that it has its legs and back completely broken and shattered. It'll stand up or get ready to try to stand up. What are you guys doing to finish it off? Or are you just leaving it?
Okay, well, I'm gonna do the thing real quick. Just hang on.
Do your thing. I will follow your lead.
Hey, guess what? You have advantage because it's prone. Smack it.
Oh, I'm not gonna smack that one.
Oh.
It's this fucker right here.
I don't. What's going on? I can't
What?
see it.
I charge.
Oh shit.
Oh. Oh no.
Whoa.
You're gonna see Gronk just bolts out.
Oh my. Oh my god.
Devil just yells, fuck him up!
As you do, rush into him.
We're just gonna flavor that as that's another tail attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 12.
The wall's not going to do it. You strike into them, and you're able to pierce them or almost pincer them into the wall, but it doesn't do as much damage as you necessarily intended. They seem to be able to hold back with their sort of almost metallic-like scale and almost plate amongst them. That said, anything else you can do, Sirius?
I don't have multi-attack, do I?
I don't believe so with the Ankylosaurus, and simple tail attack.
Okay, that'll be it for me.
Alright, that said, that is your go. Ilva, what about you?
I want to jump off and whoops, that's the wrong button. Leap in the air. I want to slay my guy. I'm so sorry. I want to jump off Gronk and in the air charge up, inflict wounds, and pounce on this guy.
Ooh.
As you, oh god, as you do, you jump over, begin to reach over and grabbing their skull, cast inflict wounds on him.
I'm just gonna roll it normally.
Yeah, that's a thingy. 24 to hit, and with that, yeah, roll some damage.
That was so low.
It still might do it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. How do you want to kill them? They didn't have that much health.
I want to open its mouth, grab its tongue, inflict wounds, and then break its jaw.
Oh! Fantastic. Well, you do that. And no, I'm kidding. But as you begin to, as this begins to happen and occur, you begin to break the likes of his jaw, and it turns into, again, an astral light. Ilva, that is your turn, correct?
Yes. I leaped and did the moon.
Yeah, this individual is going to look over towards all of you. It'll get the idea. it's gonna use its action to dash, and it is going to begin to start burrowing into the ground, far the fuck away from you psychopaths. As it does
Is that an
so,
opportunity attack?
yes, you would get an attack of opportunity. Yeah, so this is from you, Grant. Go for it.
Do whack-a-mole.
Crit. 17. That will be able to hit him, though.
Okay. Damage.
19. You leave them with a deadly reminder as you swing forth and crack into them. And as they begin to start burrowing into the ground and more. Grant.
Do they have to roll a DC 2 to get across?
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, we don't want them to escape. I mean, just...
We don't want survivors.
13.
Oh, look at that.
They will go.
I guess
You thought you were leaving?
I guess I just bam. He gets at the hole and just falls back on his ass.
As this happens, he breaks down, falling into the hole, looks over at you guys, hoping you didn't see that. And then he's just gonna keep burrowing down. He's gonna just keep using his action to dash. Alright, that said he's gonna be about, what is it, 20, uses half his movement. So, he's like 20 feet into the ground. You can choose to chase after him, but
I'm chasing.
I will say, if we do so, we'll have to come back next time as we are at time. So you can chase after this motherfucker into this astral hole on Secrets in the Sands, session 22. But with that, all of the enemies, for the most part, are gone. They are dead and defeated, and you guys are free from this hellhole, or at least some of your shackles and more. With that, my friends, thank you guys again for everybody who's able to play. I'm gonna go break down stream. If you gotta go skedaddle, by all means go skedaddle. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Thank you guys again for everybody who's able to tune into the stream. You guys are were fantastic as usual. Make sure to join the Discord and make sure to go like the video over on YouTube. My voice is terrible or sore because I have the flu still, so I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to if you enjoyed the session, just maybe drop a follow onto the stream and get notified whenever we do these things again. The next session is going to be next week at 1 p.m. Eastern time for Secrets in the Sands. If you want to see the next session in the living universe, so in the same world, then you're going to want to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Valley of Dreams. Besides that, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.